we got so much history. Here with you is where I'm meant to be. Even after all the pain, I do it all again. 'Cause we got so much history. We got so much history. Wrapped up in these memories.
Yes, hello people. Welcome back to the stream on DJ SINCLAIRO. I hope you enjoyed the new intro there. It wasn't really new. It was just I changed the song to History Jogger. So if that doesn't get copyrighted, that will now be my new intro from now on. But we've got 3 guests waiting for me. There will be more. Hopefully, they're just a bit late. Sorry for delaying the stream a bit, but yeah, today's going to be a big stream. Obviously, we're going to be doing a thing. We're going to be reacting to our reactions. Predictions, and then we're also doing a preview for the United game. We've got a United fan with me and 2 Arsenal fans. I just wanted to say a few announcements before I start. So basically, I've got a new second channel now, so I'm going to link that in the description after the live's finished. I've just posted 1 video, welcome it, and it's got 4 subscribers. So if we get that to around 10, I'm going to do 1 more video. So on there, I'm going to have shorts. I want to possibly make a podcast, maybe some episode, make new series and stuff. But my main channel is now only for lives, weekly newses, and other stuff that I've posted in the past, like music stuff. And also, I just want to talk about a few milestones that happened recently as well. I've just hit 100 followers on Mixcloud. I've just done 100 followers Mixcloud Mix as well. It's an hour. You can check that out as well on my latest mix. And I've also just hit 400 followers on Instagram as well, on my Ollie.Sinclair546 account. That's all really to talk about. I think I'm about 24 away on YouTube to 1K as well. But yeah, we'll be previewing the United game. We're talking about the Arsenal game. Unfortunately, I just wanted, before I introduce the guests, we have a few people who can't be joining us today. Just a massive big up to Elliot, aka DJ Craty. Unfortunately, he can't join today. He might be joining later. I'm not quite sure. A definite person who definitely won't be joining, though, is Hanno. He's got some schoolwork, so he won't be joining as well. We got a comment here. Yeah, big up. Yeah, there he is, Coach's Corner. As soon as I talk about him, big up. He's a Chelsea fan. He's all the way from South Africa, but unfortunately, he can't be joining today as well. And also, Waleed is supposed to join later, and Nippon, but I'm not sure yet. But let's introduce my guests. I'm going to introduce the Arsenal fans first, and I'm going to introduce my United fans. So my first Arsenal fan, we're actually meeting up on Wednesday. We're going to Breen Leisure Park because he's never been before. He's a good friend of mine in real life. He supports Arsenal. He's also become a very recent regular, and he's been starring on Coach's Corner, and he's been on Rest Talks Football as well. It is Joel, Arsenal fan. How you doing?
Big up. How you doing?
Yeah, big up.
Ready to destroy.
Yeah, here we go. So my next and final, in case in final, but unless Waleed or DJ Craty join, is all the way from India. He made his debut last week, so hopefully he becomes a regular. I think maybe a few more streams he'll become a regular. It is Manny. How you doing, Manny?
Yeah, good. Can't complain. Well done to you for your recent milestones. Hopefully
yeah, thank you.
Manny. Long may it continue.
Yeah. So obviously, 2 Arsenal fans will be talking about the Arsenal game, probably doing player ratings. It'll be a bit quicker this time because we had about 4 people doing player ratings last time. My last guest, he's been here since day 1. He's a regular. He doesn't like me mentioning it, but he is a United fan, and we'll be previewing the game. We'll be talking about a certain topic at the start of the stream as well. He's the host of Orest Talks Football, currently in Albania on holiday at the moment, but he'll be back soon. Regular on the show, as I said, United fan. It is Orest. How you doing, Orest?
Yes. We got Ollie had me on. I know you're in the mud, mate, because all this schoolwork crap excuses, mate. I know you're in the mud, get in the mud, mate, but big up for having me on, Ollie. It's good.
Yeah. So yeah, big up everyone. As I said, DJ K might be joining later. Hanno's going to be in the chat, so he probably won't be joining because of schoolwork. Obviously, it's winter now in South Africa, so he's got school.
Schoolwork.
Yeah, schoolwork. Just waiting for Waleed. He hasn't viewed my link yet, and Nippon as well. But let's go straight into it. So before we get into it, obviously, me, Joel, and Orest, we were in a group chat where we did predictions. So Joel did change a few, but we're gonna basically. So we might do a system where if we get a points for like the getting them right. So we might do that, and then we might have like a table at the end of the season. We'll wait and see. But it depends. Like, some people might join next stream and do their predictions. But obviously with Manny, obviously you can tell us your predictions because you didn't tell us your predictions. But yeah, and then we'll also reviewing the games. And obviously with the Man United game, we'll talk about that last, and we will preview
Oh,
Ollie's gone.
Yeah. So who's going first?
I think his first topic was. Oh,
Hello,
he's
hello.
He's back.
Oh, there we go. Right, as I said, let me introduce my next guest. He's an Arsenal fan. He's starred on Orest Talks Football. He's been here before. It is Waleed. You there, Waleed?
Yes, guys.
Yes.
How you
Hello,
doing?
big up. Yeah, all good. So 3 Arsenal fans. Now we'll be obviously talking about the Arsenal game.
It's 4 actually. I can handle 4.
Oh,
It's
4.
fine.
Yeah.
I can handle it, mate. It's fine.
Yeah, but
As long as
I
they
said-
allow me to speak and not get rattled. But yeah, carry on.
Waleed, did you do your predictions for the games? Because we're going to be reacting to the predictions.
No, let's react after
Yeah.
Man
Yes, I
Man
did.
United.
And before we react, I just want to
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
I actually had the best predictions because I
Did
was
you?
the only person that got 3 points. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, big up Daddy and the Don. I haven't been in the channel for a while now, but
Ollie,
hopefully making
wish his
sense
wife a happy birthday, man.
Oh yeah, happy birthday if you're watching, Laura. Yeah, hope you have a good day. But yeah, just before we
Graham,
get into
Ollie,
the
go on.
games,
Carry on.
we've got a bit of transfer news. Obviously, you've got the United fan Orest. Recent signing of
I wonder.
Casemiro. Go on, the floor is yours.
Is
The
that
floor
your
is yours.
first topic?
Yeah, it's my first topic. The floor is yours. Go on, talk about this
Yeah.
signing. Orest.
Just a reminder: if you get rattled, just let me speak. Wait, just pick up that comment before I talk.
Yeah, big up Orest. Must be uncomfortable among all these goating glorious.
I can handle for Arsenal fans. It's fine.
Yeah.
At
He's done
least
it
one of
before.
them. At least one of them
I
doesn't
mean,
get
he
carried
used to
away.
be. He used to be.
At least one of them doesn't get carried away. So big up
Yeah.
to Mark.
Yeah,
Casemiro,
continue. Go on.
Yeah. Excited. That's for me. I'm excited. All this age bullshit talk. Well, let me just list you the names. So Thiago was deemed as a good sign for Liverpool, and he's the same age as Casemiro. Van Dijk is one more year old. He's 31, so he's older than Casemiro. 37. I don't know. I think it's 35. Thiago Silva. So yeah, all this age talk needs to stop because honestly, if this was Chelsea again, Casemiro, everyone would be like, "Oh, this is a good signing. Oh my god!" But no, I think 60 million. I'm not bothered about the price because Casemiro is one of the best, the best top 3 positions in the CDM in the world. It's him, Rodri, and then who else? Probably I don't know. Who else is up
Fabinho.
there? No, not Fabinho. No way. Kante, I'd say, but I'm
yeah.
excited. Casemiro, no more McTominay, no more
Yeah.
McMuffin, no more sideways passing from McTominay, no more passion talk.
Yeah.
But no, I still think we need more signings, more midfielders.
Yeah, just on the topic of that with United's transfer window, obviously you didn't do that well in June, not signing anyone. But do you think the transfer window is not done? Do you think you'll sign more people before
not
the
done. I
deadline?
think we need Anthony. Listen,
Yeah.
I think people are getting confused between euros and pounds. So apparently we've agreed deal 79 million pounds, which in euros is about 90 million euros. So listen, it's not my money, so it's the club's money. So I'm not bothered about it. We just need attacking option. We need him, Goldie, Gakpo, get both of them. Man. I'm not bothered about the money, mate, because
I just want to talk to you about Casemiro though. Like, do you think he's worth that much? Because that's almost Zinchenko and
there's
combined.
people saying that he had 1 year. He didn't have 1 year left in his contract. He actually had 3 years left in his contract. So 60 million for a player that had 3 years left is a good deal. And we'll get the Arsenal fans involved because I want to hear their
Yeah,
thoughts.
guys. So I've got an Arsenal topic which isn't the game afterwards, but we'll get the Arsenal fans' thoughts now, and then I'll say mine. Then we'll move on. So, Manny, do you want to get your thoughts on Casemiro to United? What's your thoughts on this?
Yes, I would, please. I would. Thank you very much
Yeah.
indeed. And United are actually getting a born winner. I mean, not a born winner, a proven winner who's won it all with Real Madrid many times over, and is also a regular international with Brazil. And it's a good deal. There is a part of me that sort of wondered about the wisdom of offering him a multi-year deal, and why he would be willing to take it given United's decline, if you will. But I think he believes in the reputation of United. He believes that it is a bit of a cycle, and United are due a rise again. And maybe it also stems from the fact that Ancelotti might have wanted to, move him on and just bring some more youngsters in, which is what he was able to do successfully en route to winning the Champions League last season and also La Liga. So maybe he feels as though he doesn't really have that much of a role to play anymore. And it's a shame, really, because when you see the likes of Modric and Benzema continuing to do really well late into their 30s, to suddenly decide to leave that holy trinity of him, Modric and Kroos, it will be big shoes to fill. But I guess at his age, he probably believes that this will be his final chance for a multi-year deal, and to experience playing at Manchester United and being a part of that revival of United, if you will, bringing them back into the Champions League and bringing them back as title contenders. It's a new challenge, and he wants it. And it's a good signing indeed. And I'm sure Ancelotti won't have much of a problem being able to rebuild that team with Casemiro gone, because it's just one out of three, and there will be some youth brought in. It's sort of phasing out. So a good buy indeed. And we were talking earlier on in another stream, myself and another guy, about the prospect of United getting either Anthony or Gakpo. And as Orest has said, if you can get both, why not?
I want both. Yeah.
Yeah, the only problem is that Ajax have made it clear that Anthony isn't for sale, but as we will find out, every club and every player will have their price. The only question is whether or not United will be willing to fork out the cash. And there's a lot to talk about, but I don't want to go deep into that. So in a nutshell, Casemiro is a good signing. If you can get some more signings, you'll be at least.
It's like Ajax manager that's talking.
How long do you look before the deadline?
Let me just Orest, before you speak, let me just read out this comment from Daniel Donny. Put Casemiro may not be the greatest, but he's massive upgrade from McFred, and it's the rebuild needs to start somewhere, and at least it's not another Dutch league's target for once.
Yeah, I was going to say that Dutch manager, mate, Alfred Schroeder, whatever his name is, mate. I don't know who you are to cost something in, mate, because you came from the Belgian league. Now you're going to Ajax. Now you're doing all this talk about Ajax in the Champions League, Manchester United, no, mate, because you're nobody, mate. Alfred Schroeder, mate. I know he probably thinks he's 10 off because he's bold as well. So Alfred Schroeder, mate, you need to know that your player Anthony is refusing to do training. He doesn't want to take part. He doesn't want to play in the matches. So you need to understand that one of your players is forcing a move. So obviously he's not going to say Anthony wants to join me now. He's going to come up with lies and say, we're going to keep him and all this. So we'll see. Because Anthony, I want him, man. He's better than Rashford. But
yeah. So we'll try and move on quick. I've got two more comments about transfer rumours. But Waleed, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on Casemiro as a neutral? Obviously, you're not a United fan, but as a football fan, what's your opinion on this? Do you think it's a good signing for United?
I think it's a sign that saved the transfer window for now, because nobody expected this at all. It just came out of the blue 2 days ago. He was linked next thing, he's there. But I still feel, even though I think it's a good sign and he's definitely going to upgrade the midfield, I still think there's no plan there. Like, there's no structure in terms of the way Man United do transfers, because they went from De Jong to Rabiot, now to Casemiro all of a sudden. Like, it's just anyone. Like, it's like, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen a lot of Chelsea people getting onto Todd Bowley about, he's playing Football Manager. This is giving me Football Manager vibes, I'm not gonna lie, because you can't just go out for any single midfielder in the transfer market and just buy without not knowing who you're actually going in for. As Orest alluded to earlier about how Casemiro's 30, I don't think that's really a problem, to be honest, with his age, because as he said, there are a lot of players that have come to the Premier League at a relatively old age and have still performed at a top level, and I think Casemiro will do that. It's just a matter of whether Ten Hag can get the best out of him. And also I'm agreeing with what Graham was saying about how it's not a signing from the Eredivisie, because that's just what it feels like is going on. Like, Eric Ten Hag is only signing players that he knows.
Eric's
Obviously, it's the safest approach because you don't always 100% know what you're getting with signings. But with this specific signing, you know what you're getting with Casemiro. He's not the greatest on the ball, but he's aggressive. He's no nonsense. He's exactly what Manchester United need. He's got balls. No one else in that United midfield has that.
Hey, what are you talking about? Yeah. Keep
They
executing.
haven't got the tenacity and desire to win on the pitch. And if Casemiro is available to play tonight, I think Man United.
He's
will
not.
have
He'll
much-
be in
He's
the
not.
stands
He's
by
not.
now.
He's
Yeah, I
literally
know
just
he's not.
arrived in the UK.
Then if he was available to play tonight, I think that would give Man
No,
United a big boost.
Before
That's
Joe,
a big if, though.
before
Yeah.
Joe
Yeah,
waffles,
but
I've seen
Casemiro is a good player.
before Joe waffles about Casemiro. I've seen some quotes when Casemiro did his farewell. I'm liking his quotes about Man United saying he wants to win. So someone got rattled. I don't know. Well, you know.
Did he
who
speak in
asked.
Spanish, by the way? Or
He spoke in Spanish, so the
Yeah.
translate. So what he said is he wants to win every game. He'll try his best, and then as soon as he said, "I want to win the Premier League," someone just got rattled. So listen, it's good having a big mentality. It's good having a win mentality. Like honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we give him the captain armband. So Casemiro, we have Casemiro, Varane, and Ronaldo in the dressing room leaders. For leaders, into my leaders. So it's a good. We might as well buy the whole Real Madrid team. But I mean, honestly, Casemiro excites me. But let's hear what Joe says.
Yeah,
about
go on
this.
then. So before we move on to our next rumoured transfer, and then we'll move on to the games. Joel, obviously as an Arsenal fan as well, what are your thoughts on Casemiro joining United?
Right. So it's a good signing for Man United, but I don't think it's a good signing for him. Like it doesn't make sense for him to join United right now. Like you're in probably one of the best midfields in the world, playing for the best team in the world, and then you leave for a team that aren't. The team's gonna. You're 30 years of age, and you're joining a team that is in a rebuild. That's going to take years to, like, they're going to take years to get good again. So if he's 30, why is he joining a team that's on the rebuild, where they're going to have to take like maybe even 3 to 5 years to try and win the Prem again? It doesn't really make sense for him. But it's a good sign of Man United. Like 4 years, they got it for 4 years. It's a good sign of United, but for him, it doesn't really make much sense.
Oh, it does make sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense for him.
It does.
Why?
I just want to quickly speak about what Orest was saying about that interview that Casemiro did. Another thing that he did say was that he basically was saying that he knew what he was getting himself into by joining United. He said that they know that they're not in the Champions League, they know they're not going to challenge for the league for a while, but he is still willing to go there because he wants to help Man United come back.
And all this money crap talk, he didn't
in a way, money does talk because he's going to be a 400k a week.
No, it doesn't.
For a 30-year-old chilling in the Premier League. Like,
money does not talk. It doesn't.
Money talks.
Because if money does talk, then he would have joined Bayern Munich 3 years ago. Because I remember Marnie said this to me on the stream because I was on another stream. Bayern Munich were heavily interested in Casemiro 3 years ago, and they were prepared to give him 500k a week. So he could have joined Bayern Munich, but he didn't.
Okay, but Real Madrid didn't want to sell him though. That's why Real Madrid were willing to sell him now because he's completed football now. Like there's nothing really for him to do, and if he's willing to move on and go to a challenge, then he's gonna go. Whether he even wanted to go to Bayern Munich at the time, I don't think so, because at the time Real Madrid was still probably the best team in the world, like 2018, around that period.
Yeah.
Why would he leave then? To be honest, why would he leave now? But he's done what he's needed to do, so he wants to go to a new challenge. So
we'll move on now because we've spent about 14 minutes talking.
Ollie, let's hear your thoughts, mate. What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, my thoughts. Yeah, obviously it's a good signing for you. He'll obviously start as well. He won't start today, but obviously people, a lot of people have an agenda about his age, and that is a bit stupid because
will he be on the bench today?
No, not bench. He'll be in the stands.
Yeah, but I think it's a good signing. That's all I can really say. But let's move on. We've got some obviously the last signing Arsenal had was Zinchenko, which was quite a while ago now, but we still have links. Most recent one is Neto as well to Arsenal from Wolves. He's a winger. He's linked to Arsenal. Let's get the Arsenal fans first before Orest talks. Manny, obviously, do you think Pedro Neto will come to Arsenal? Do you think this is likely?
He would be a terrific signing, but we were also talking about this earlier on the stream, myself and Stephen Featley, and Orest joined in later.
Oh, yeah.
And thanks a lot for coming in. And we were saying that Neto coming to Arsenal would be contingent on Nicola Pepe being able to secure a loan move away. And, Pepe's treatment is one of the biggest tragedies, really, because not just because we spent a great deal of money for him, but because, there's this, he is actually really good. There's a lot of quality to him. And yet, a lot of people have been saying that whenever he has been given his chances, rare as they have been, he hasn't really been able to take advantage of them. The simple fact is that Arteta has failed, for the most part, to find a way to integrate him into that system. So we have to try to get rid of him. He definitely needs to play and get some games. But if we can't get rid of him, we might not have Neto. And having Neto in the team would be good news for Bukayo Saka, because there'll be some competition for him, and in case Saka needs a rest, Neto can come into the team and play. Preferably, if Ben White were no longer playing right back and we'd have Tomiyasu back, it would be a lot better for Saka, because that would be, one less weight on his shoulders, but that's another story. So Neto would be a terrific signing, but the Pepe move has got to go ahead. And if we can get that out of the way, then that would be good. It's just another idea that, as bad as United's transfer window has been, Arsenal also haven't made the best of their transfer window in many ways. Aside from Jesus and Zinchenko, the other signings we've made have been very unproven in many ways, although
Big up.
Apparently, Arsenal's
Tapia.
transfer window on the Spurs. That's what someone said.
It has been.
Do you guys know who this guy is? G Tapia. I've never heard of him. But yeah, I do agree in the sense with Manny with the Pepe deal. Obviously, if Pepe were to go, and obviously he isn't a starter, but if Pepe were to go, I think if we get rid of Pepe and Naz, we definitely need to sign someone, even though they don't start. Obviously, with Pepe, he can play in the Europa League Cup games, and he's sometimes on the bench. The same with Maitland-Niles, sometimes he's on the bench in Europa League games. But yeah, we definitely do need to replace Pepe, even though that he hasn't been starting recently. But obviously, if we do get rid of some players, we can also It's Added Time podcast bigger. If you want to join, I will put the link in the chat in a bit. Actually, why not? Let's put the link.
Well, does he want to join after that Leeds result?
Oh yeah, he probably does.
I hope you do have Thomas Tuchel in your topic, because listen, I need.
I'll put it in, but not the start. We'll talk about that when we get on to Chelsea.
Can I talk about Neto?
Yeah. Joel, your thoughts on Neto to Arsenal?
Right. Pepe will leave. It's getting closer and closer apparently every day to Nice, I think.
Yeah.
Apparently talks are going well. Today talks have progressed. So if we do get rid of him, which is looking likely, then we'll probably go all out for Neto. I think he's young. So he's young. He's only going to get better. And before his injury, he used to be really good. So if he can get back to his form after his injury, he could be great, and he could help push Saka, which will make Saka better. It would make both of them better, and then we'll have Martinelli, Saka, Neto, Jesus. We'll have great squad depth as well. What's funny, Orest?
Nah, I'm just saying, if you get Neto, he's a starter straight away. He's a starter.
Definitely.
He's a starter. But who does he start over? Saka.
He starts. He's not even a right wing. He's a left wing, so he starts.
He's right wing.
I thought he was a midfielder, but I don't get
he's a left winger.
Ollie thought he was Ruben Neves.
Yeah, but 3 people watching at the moment. We're currently at 3 likes, so let's get the likes up, people.
Get the likes up.
Yeah.
Before
Orest and Waleed talk, I'll get my thoughts on it after. But we've got one more transfer topic, and then we'll get onto the game. So, Waleed, do you think Neto will come? Do you think it'll be a good signing?
I think it'll be a great signing because he's a player. He's still 22 years old. Arteta's proven so far that when it comes to getting the best out of young players, he has been doing that since he's been at Arsenal, which is something that I'm happy about. And I think if Neto were to come, I think that would be a very good signing for us and for him, because obviously he's going to be joining a team that's got aspirations to go back in the Champions League within the next year or so. And I think it will help us with that. And I do think that having players like Martinelli and Saka just being a bit too comfortable in the starting 11 at such a young age could be a burden. So I don't want them to just think that they are guaranteed to play week in, week out. That's not good. I don't want any player in the squad to think that, which is why we've seen people like Tierney on the bench. We're probably going to see Ben White on the bench. We've got Tomiyasu. We've got a lot of quality players on the bench who should probably be starting on paper. But what I'm happy about what they're doing is basically trying to say that no one's spot is guaranteed. And bringing in Neto would carry on with that by saying Martinelli, you're not guaranteed to start every week. Saka, you're not guaranteed to start every week. And if they need to have a rest of Martinelli, then Neto can come in as well. As far as Pepe going, I'm very sad about how it turned out because obviously at the time when we signed him, he was one of the most.
He was definitely a super sub last season.
He was a great player at the time when we signed him, but it just hasn't really worked out, to be honest. So it is what it is.
Yeah, just wanted to before we get to Orest, just wanted to pick up the other time. He says 24 to 1K. I wish I could join. But yeah, don't worry about joining. But yeah, 24 away. Let's get the. If you're new, guys, please subscribe. We're on the road to 1K. Trying to get it before the end of the year. It's a big game. Before I talk about this, and I've got one more transfer rumor. Go on, Orest. What's your thoughts on Neto to Arsenal?
By the way, before I carry on, really, it's not like your fan base is pushing for Pepe to leave, but Neto.
Yeah. That's the whole point. So we can upgrade. Neto will be an upgrade.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
That's what
Neto for me. I'm seeing talk sport saying that United are in for him as well. Well, we're not. Don't lie, talk sport. I looks crook here. This guy, he's 50-50 when it comes to transfers, but you don't have to lie there and get likes up for shares and retweets. But honestly, if Arsenal do get him, it will be a massive signing. It pushes the likes of Martinelli, Smith Rowe, even though Smith Rowe hasn't been started. Saka. It pushes everyone to start, and for me, this is like a Mikel Arteta signing for me. Neto, he's like a Mikel Arteta. He's just in the system, fits in it, and if you get in, he's a star straight away, without a doubt. But I can't lie, Arsenal are looking good so far.
Yeah, so far. We don't get too carried away. But
consistency is key for them. So the next game, Fulham, that won't be easy. And after that, they have to come to, I think it's Old Trafford. So
nah, bro, Fulham at home. We just beat Bournemouth away. Surely we can beat Fulham at
they
home.
do to Liverpool, man.
But that's at home.
Palace
That was a
This
crazy.
season, the Premier League's not easy anymore. It's not easy to get.
Palace
I
is
know.
Liverpool as well. Like you can't do that.
Exactly.
Palace is Liverpool. We battered them.
7 viewers now, guys. Get the likes up. 6 likes. Big up. All right, let's.
Neto doesn't start right now.
We've got the final topic. Uber to Chelsea has been recently. Obviously, he's Aubameyang.
Uber.
Aubameyang. Yeah, Aubameyang to Chelsea has been.
Can I start with this one? Let me start.
Yeah, you start with it. Go on.
Yeah,
Obviously, former Arsenal player. He's linked to Chelsea. He's recently joined for Barcelona, but yeah, go on. You talk.
Right.
The rest.
So I'm seeing us fans saying snake emojis, this and that, blah blah blah. Right. Those were the same fans that were saying get him out of the club. He's a get a game out. This and that. He's finished. This and that. But listen, I just hope he goes to Chelsea so us fans can just keep on crying, cry more.
I don't know when to play against Arsenal there.
Those were the same fans that were forcing him out. To be fair, I understand if the reports were true that he was late to training. Fair enough. But maybe he had a...
Literally in the documentary. It's not really.
But in the documentary, it also added that he had to go to France.
We'll talk about All or Nothing
Because
as well later.
Rob Holding said they had to go to France to visit his mother. So
yeah, and he came back late. This is like the third time it's happened.
Plus, he had to train on his own for a bit, and he was late to training, and he got stripped of the captaincy.
But that shows you poor management from.
And he was late to training whilst he was training alone. So like.
But the question is, what's the difference of being at Chelsea at Arsenal? Do you think he'll behave better at Chelsea? Do you think?
I think he will, because Thomas Tuchel obviously they've worked before at Borussia Dortmund, so he can get the best out of him. Even though I don't rate Thomas Tuchel, but I think he probably can get the best out of Aubameyang. I can't lie, but I just hope. To be fair, Chelsea do need a striker. I said this.
Yeah, they do need it. So one of the
Chelsea
many teams you need.
Sterling. If you're getting a Sterling, you need a striker as well. Because Sterling without a striker, I don't see Sterling getting those stats up. So if you get Aubameyang, I can see Sterling getting his goals, assists. So for me, I just hope this goes through and they can just keep on crying us. So
there's a snake happens.
Before we get to the Arsenal fans, if there's any Chelsea fans in the chat, let us know your thoughts about this transfer. But yeah, go on then, Manny. Obviously, former Arsenal player Aubameyang. What do you think he'll go to Chelsea, or do you think he'll stay at Barcelona?
Here's the thing: Barcelona have made it crystal clear that Lewandowski is their main man now. When they signed Aubameyang, they were eager to take him on a free because, of course, beggars and borrowers can't be choosy. And it has to be said that even despite them not being able to win, them not being able to win the Europa League, they actually got some really good returns out of him. They secured Champions League qualification, which meant that they could have a little bit more money coming in. Pennies in the bucket compared to how much they owe, but still, it's something. And at least they can start to move forward. They had a difficult start against, in La Liga in their first game, but then they recovered with a 4-1 win. So you have Lewandowski, you've got Aubameyang. 2 into 1 just won't go. So they should be prepared to let Aubameyang leave, and I think he will be remembered fondly by Barca fans as someone who had an amazing impact. And we talk about failure of man management. The way Xavi Hernandez has been able to run Barcelona and make some changes to make sure that they could get out of that funk they were in under Ronald Koeman, or whoever it was. It was Ronald Koeman, and then come back to and then make some sort of recovery. I think that really shows the difference between someone who had experience before getting into the job, like Xavi, who was managing in Qatar, and someone who got the Arsenal job without any experience, Arteta. Xavi's a taskmaster too. They've been very strict at Barcelona, and they've had nothing but the best things to say about Aubameyang. So we still don't know the whole story of what exactly happened on that trip to make Arteta decide, it's the straw that broke the camel's back. Because when you have a situation where you go to meet your mum and it's a serious situation, something could have happened, sometimes you give your player the benefit of doubt. You want to take away the captaincy from him, fine, but you don't just banish him and say that he has no role to play when you know damn well that he is still that one player in the squad who has that X factor. So that aside, if he does go to Chelsea, it will be money gained for Barcelona, money well spent for Chelsea, because he will have a point to prove. He'll be reunited with another manager who absolutely adores him in Thomas Tuchel. And I think Aubameyang himself will also realise that now that he's at this age in his career where he now has the good fortune of being able to play for another Champions League club while Arsenal aren't at that level, he'll know that it will be time to step up a little bit. Because he might be working with Tuchel for the first time. Tuchel said he had a few issues with his timekeeping, but otherwise he was an absolute joy to work with. That says it all. And so I'm not going to, call Aubameyang a miscreant or anything like that. And any Arsenal fans who do simply have been very ignorant or unaware of everything that's going on the other side of things. So no disrespect to anyone in this panel who feels otherwise. I just think that there's more to the Aubameyang Arteta feud than we know, and we don't know from Arteta what's happened. So in a nutshell, if Aubameyang goes to Chelsea, good for him, good for the club. Even if he scores the winner against us, I'm not going to complain, because to me he'll always have a special place in my heart as the person who won us the FA Cup, along with Emiliano Martinez and a few others. He wanted to stay and become a legend. He was 8 goals away from scoring 100 with us. He had that taken away from him. So he's perfectly entitled to celebrate, although I don't think he will.
Mm-hmm.
But the education Ruud and Fabregas have done, good luck to him. And he deserves nothing but all the credit that he can get from me and other like-minded Arsenal fans. Any Arsenal fans who consider calling him a snake, those fans quite simply, I don't want to speak about them. It's a waste of time.
Yeah, man.
Right, let's quickly move on to Waleed and goal
Waleed.
situation. Go on,
The same
Waleed.
guy that was calling Aubameyang a snake and finished apparently. Go on.
I don't really recall that, but yeah, I just want to quickly give my thoughts. I feel like, first of all, I don't think the transfer is going to happen in general, because I don't think Barcelona are going to let him go. I've seen reports.
But Lewandowski starts
reliable
over him,
people.
so surely they let him go.
Nah, I don't think so, because Xavi has come out and said that he wants to keep him, according to a lot of reliable reports, such as Fabrizio
Yeah, but
Romano.
he's going to say it, I mean, to be fair.
Yeah,
So-
probably.
He's going to say he's going to keep him.
And also, let me finish. Also, Barcelona have apparently made it clear that they are only willing to let go of either Depay or Aubameyang, not both of them, because obviously they'll have no backup for Lewandowski. So I don't think Aubameyang's going to go this summer. I think he might go next summer, or in January, depending on the situation. But I don't think he's going to go Chelsea. Even if we were to go Chelsea, me personally, like, if that's his decision, then at the end of the day, like, he can do what he wants. He knows the rivalry that Chelsea and Arsenal have. So the fact that if he does want to tarnish that by going to Chelsea and making the Arsenal fans that want to love him. If he cares so much,
You
if he
never
is
loved
like that,
Aubameyang.
then
Stop it.
Nah,
the
he
once-
probably did in the 2018-19 season when we won the FA Cup
Yeah.
or whatever.
And then Arteta played them left wing back. So
Yeah, go on then, Joel. Let's get your thoughts on the
I don't know where you got
Aubameyang.
that from.
Right. If he joins Chelsea, he's a snake. And the reason why the only reason why is because
Yeah.
I can understand him leaving for a Premier League club, but you don't join your club's direct rivals. They're direct
you
rivals.
do, because Van Persie did that.
Yeah, and he's a snake. Like, if you were loved by Arsenal,
Well, you
and you've
gave
been at
him a
Arsenal for
Garden Runner,
years,
so
and
thank you for
he
that.
says he loves Arsenal and he respects Arsenal. He said he prefers Real Madrid to Tottenham and stuff like that. But so then why would you join Arsenal's direct rivals, Chelsea? Doesn't make sense. If you love Arsenal, you wouldn't join Chelsea.
Well, why would he love Arsenal?
Because of
loves
everything that he's done for the club and everything that
Why
we've
would he
done.
love
for him.
Arsenal? I'm
What
talking about
do
this.
you mean? Why
The
would he love
Arsenal
Arsenal?
fans,
That's such a stupid
pretty
thing.
sure-
What do you mean by why?
No, he wouldn't, because no, he wouldn't love Arsenal. Why would
You
he
think
love
that
Arsenal?
last like 3-4 months of his career is going to tarnish all the 3 great years that he had here? You think just
I don't
because of
think-
those 3 months
I
of
think
when
it's just- I think
he
it's just the
was the one that
Arsenal
was arriving
I don't
late
think
to
he.
training?
I don't think he cares what Arsenal fans thinks. To be fair, the football
I
club
think he
itself, maybe.
Because
But
when he was at the club, he was very much involved with the Arsenal fans. So, I mean,
Okay,
I
yeah.
beg to differ. Well, okay.
All right.
The troops, the relationship that they had, is Arsenal.
Yeah.
so the best friends.
We'll move on now. We'll get to the games now. So obviously, the first game, there was no Friday night game. The first game was the Saturday 12:30 kickoff on BT. It was the team we hate the most as Arsenal fans. It is Spurs versus Wolves. I did watch the game, but we'll probably go in order with Manny at Orest, and then we'll talk about predictions as well. So, Manny, do you want to go first with this game? So obviously, good win for Spurs. Obviously, they drew one of the games, which isn't good for their record. First, obviously, we didn't see your predictions. So, do you want to tell us your predictions for each game? So, what was your prediction for this game, and then just get your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, Ollie, because I was actually going to mention my prediction for each and every game as I get to speak on it. And I predicted a 3-0 win for Tottenham. So I got the result, but not the scoreline I wanted. But I mean, not that it should matter.
Yours in my league, but
and it was very interesting. Okay. And it was really interesting to see in that game how Wolves were able to sort of nullify Tottenham a great deal, and they also looked quite good. Who came into the side, had a very good game, and I can see him starting a lot more games for Tottenham, including some of the big Champions League matches. It was an ugly win for Tottenham by all means, and once again it had to be that man Kane with his landmark goal, 250th for in all competitions, 180.
Nice
The
connection.
Premier League. He's fast approaching that 200 mark.
Mm-hmm.
So you can play ugly, grind out a result, still get that result, and that's actually a good sign. That's something that Arsenal used to do for many years. You remember the 1-0 to the Arsenal side that we always had.
Yeah, dead chance.
And that's something that we also need to start learning how to do again. So. Under all circumstances, it's in many ways a good win, but because at least they're able to withstand some pressure and find a way to grind a result. That doesn't work well for us because so far we've been playing one way and it's been going our way. But if it doesn't go our way, do we have a plan B to back that up? And I don't see any plan B from Arteta as of yet. But Conte does seem to have a good plan B. It worked against Chelsea, it now works against Wolves. So it was a good win for Tottenham. And I mean, Wolves have shown some fight, but they still have some issues, and they need to make sure that their new signings, once having made them, they need to gel into that team as soon as possible. And they've got a decent squad which should help them stay up. But talk is cheap. Results are what to do. Tottenham are doing well, and we still need to fear our rivals because the league isn't over yet.
Yeah, so big up Manny for that. So we'll move on to Orest now. So your prediction was 3-0 to Tottenham as well. So obviously you were right with the win, but 2 less goals. Just talk about the reasoning behind your prediction and your thoughts on the game.
I just think the season Wolves have been a bit poor, but obviously Spurs home. I think it was at home, yeah. Spurs at home. They got boost from that, but I just think Spurs they'll do good. Perisic played. Finally, Conte is playing the signings. That's good. Perisic, I think he played decent. Kane again. This guy, unbelievable. Like I'm seeing Twitter, us fan base saying, "Imagine scoring 250 goals and not winning a trophy." All this blah blah blah. But
Facts.
what do you mean facts? No, but
All
Kane.
those goals for what? Sorry.
But what was your reasoning behind the 3-0 then? Why did you think Tottenham would score 3 goals?
Because it's Tottenham. No, I'm joking. No, because Wolves. No, this season, Wolves. I don't know what's happening with Wolves, but they've not been good. But I know it's 3 games. I just know Wolves. I mean, I swear they lost. Let me check. I swear Wolves lost. Let me just double check with.
Yeah, they did. They lost.
Yeah, they did. They lost to the Leeds.
Yeah. There you go then. But what about Wolves? Yeah, just give me that Ruben Neves, and then we'll give you McTominay because Ruben Neves. Yeah. Honestly, this guy, I know why Hardeep has wallpapers of him in his bedroom and probably has pants. He probably has Ruben Neves' face on his boxes every time he goes to bed. So I can understand the reason why he loves. And to be fair, Neves, mate. Honestly, I'll spend 60 max on him, not 80, not 70, but 60 max. But no, I do like Neves. But I think Wolves, they need more signings. I think they need Obviously, Connor Cole, that was a weird move in Everton. But if he wants to play Championship, then fair play.
They probably need a striker as well, don't they? With him and
Wolves. Yeah. They can have thing Cavani because he's available, mate. And Cavani would be good for them, But
they did sign Gawaides recently, so he played. But...
Who is it?
Gawaides. Guedes.
Oh, Guedes.
Yeah, Guedes.
Yeah.
The one
and also,
Arsenal.
Palhinha is a good signing,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. We'll move to you now, Joel. Your prediction was 3-1 Tottenham. Obviously, Wolves did keep a clean sheet, and you predicted them to score. Once again, what's your reason for the prediction and your thoughts on the game?
Well, I thought they would win 3-1 because I thought they have a good attack. Obviously, Kane, Son, Kulusevski, but yeah, I'm quite surprised it was only 1-0. But Tottenham don't look as good as I thought they'd be. I thought they looked better. Orest. People thinking they were going to challenge for the title.
Give props to Tottenham instead of crying.
Well, they won 1-0. I give props to them for winning.
3 points. 3 points is 3 points in the Premier League, no matter what the scoreline is.
Yeah, something you haven't acquired yet, have you?
Yeah.
Tonight we will. So
Orest forgotten what it's like.
I'm sorry, Mateus Nunes. Sorry, Mateus Nunes. I got confused between Palhinha. Mateus Nunes.
Yeah. Just let Joel carry on. You spoke. Go on, Joel.
Carry on.
Right. I feel like haven't they just agreed to sign that player just like 2 minutes ago?
Who?
Striker from.
Oh.
Someone they just signed someone. Apparently he might be the player that replaces Neto or something.
Hang on.
So they've made some good signings, Mateus Nunes and stuff. So I mean, if they lose Neto, that'd be a big loss. But
are you talking about the Guedes guy or not?
No. Oh yeah.
Guedes, he's a winger.
Guedes, yeah.
Okay, thanks, right.
No, they signed someone else.
Did they?
I'm not talking about Guedes in terms the player they've just signed. They've agreed perfect terms or something, and they're going to.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Sasa from Stuttgart.
Oh, they're about to sign Kalajdzic as well.
Kalajdzic, yeah.
I think that's the one I'm about. Yeah.
He was linked with us, but we didn't put an offer for him.
So he might be the replacement for Neto. I don't know. Even though he's a striker.
He's a striker.
You know what I mean? You got Guedes and stuff. So I don't know.
Guedes is the winger. That Kalajdzic guy is the striker. So
I think Guedes
honestly, Wolves should just make a whole Portuguese players, man. Honestly, make a whole Portuguese team. Listen, the whole midfield is Portuguese anyway. I don't know if you guys. I saw on Twitter, they cropped Wolves' attack. They were all Portuguese against Tottenham. So Wolves' attack and midfield Somebody cropped and said, "Oh, they're all Portuguese." So honestly, make your defense Portuguese, make a goal Portuguese. But honestly, Wolves this season, I don't know. I think they'll finish top 10 minimum. But I don't know, man.
With the game though, I feel like I was actually kind of impressed with Wolves in the first half.
Wait, no. All right, go on then, Waleed. Obviously, your prediction was 3-0, so go on. Let's get your
I
carry on
predicted
with your
3-0
thoughts.
Tottenham because they just have the firepower up front because you've got Kulusevski, Son. I think Son's had a little bit of a slow start, so I think he'll have to go into the season. Kane as well. Got Richarlison on the bench. They've got a lot of squad depth in the attacking phase, so I just thought they'll blow them away with the attack. But Wolves, surprisingly, they came all guns blazing at Spurs in that first half. They were the much better team. But I think some individual brilliance
Sorry.
from a few Spurs players kind of helped them in the end, like the Perisic assist and Harry Kane goal. I think they just needed something.
Perisic is a great signing, to be honest.
I think Perisic is going to be a very good signing because wait, let me quickly finish. I feel like if Tottenham want to challenge, because everyone's saying Tottenham's going to finish third, second, challenge for Liverpool, challenge for the title. This is what I'm hearing. If that's really the case, then Spurs are going to have to perform at a very good level for a vast majority of the games because they can't be struggling against teams like Wolves. Even though Wolves are a good side, they've acquired some good players. Nathan Collins, solid centre back. They've got Matheus Nunes, Gonzalo Guedes, all of these players, and the players that they've already got. I think Spurs can do better, but a win is a win. So yeah.
Sorry, the United corner for his predicted lineup. This is how
I've seen it. Twanzebe.
Sky put Twanzebe.
And one.
He doesn't even play for Man United anymore, mate. He went on loan, I think, or we got sold him to from the club. So I don't know, mate. This ain't fucking holidays where we play him against.
And Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, we'll talk about United later. We'll save that. But
listen, I'm gonna watch along tonight, and if Wan-Bissaka starts, I'm gonna have to delete that watching because I'm not watching 90 minutes of Wan-Bissaka trying to cross a ball in. So
just saying, Orest, if you concede, I'm gonna join the live. Watch along, like chat and just comment.
Okay, so we've got everyone's thoughts on the game. My thoughts on the game, I predicted 2-0, so I was one score away. But I knew it would be a clean sheet for Spurs. Not the best, obviously, defense, getting rid of Connor Cody and stuff, and they have to rely on Kilman and stuff now. And they need. Then one of the
finished above them.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. I don't want to be delusional or be clipped or whatever, but obviously, Wolves are another team that needs a striker. Crystal Palace needs a striker. Everton needs a striker. United needs a striker. A lot of teams need a strikers, including Wolves. No doubt Tottenham are going to win this. I thought it'd be more than one. Obviously, Kane with the goal. No one else apart from probably Son could have scored the goal. But good result for Spurs. Another win. Obviously, they did draw one of their games, so they aren't in the top. But I think they're third, fourth. I'm not sure. But we'll move on to the next game now. We're moving on to the 3 o'clock kickoffs now. So one of them was Crystal Palace 3, Aston Villa 1. I'll get on to what I predicted first, but we'll talk. So Manny, what was your prediction for this game and thoughts on the games? For game,
I predicted a 1-1 draw because I thought that both teams would cancel each other out, and this would be a game where Aston Villa would respond a lot more, especially building on that win over Everton. But sadly, Palace just had a lot more in terms of edge and desire to win. I think it's fair to say, though, that they were a bit unlucky with the second goal they conceded because, the penalty itself was a very big shout. It was a tough shout, which took some guts there. And it was actually saved by Emiliano Martinez before Zaha came up and popped the rebound in. And then afterwards, that third goal pretty much killed them off. There are a lot of doubts about Gerrard, and as glad as I am that he seems to have solved the issue with Tyrone Mings, there are still some issues with regard to the chemistry within the squad. It does seem to be. So he is going to be under a little bit of pressure. I don't see him getting sacked, but clearly the team has got to start playing a little bit more cohesively as a unit.
Oh, this is calling the money.
What? Yeah.
Someone was.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
don't worry about it. I know. I need to keep my phone on. But they need to sort of improve their chemistry and cohesion, and they've got a lot of catching up to do. And as for Crystal Palace, they're proving that their performances against the performance against Liverpool was no fluke, and they were also quite unlucky in many respects against Arsenal. And Vieira does seem to be building a good team based on Zaha and Eze and a few other midfielders coming in and doing their bit. So it's disappointing for Villa, but Palace were good value for their win, and they could progress this season. But they need to watch their step, because they could also be one of those teams that could end up faltering in games where they're expected to win. So we shouldn't be bigging up Vieira just yet. He's doing well, though. That must be said.
Okay, let's move on to you now. You actually predicted a Palace win. You predicted 2-1.
Yeah.
What was your reasoning behind the Palace win, and obviously your thoughts on the game as well?
What was my reason?
The reason for Palace.
Yeah, because Steven Gerrard is shit. I think because Palace at home, they got good players. Mate, listen, Eze, this guy is on another level. Eze and Zaha, big up to Zaha, but Eze as well. Eze, yeah, Zaha, mate. Zaha, honestly,
their best.
I know he used to play for United, but I don't think United fans don't even rate him, but I do for me. But it is what it is. But I think Palace has got a good young squad. Obviously, Mark Guehi, Anderson, Tyron Mitchell.
What do you mean, Mark Guehi? He scored an own goal, didn't he?
Really?
Yeah, against Arsenal.
No, I'm talking about young. I'm talking about
young players.
Yeah, the players that I like, but no, this is a good one for Palace. What was that?
Don't worry.
This is a good one for Palace.
Yeah.
Obviously, it gives them a boost because they just drew to Liverpool, and now they beat Aston Villa. Honestly, nobody's talking about how Steven Gerrard has a worse record than Gary Neville now. So, but I won't get mentioned because you know why? Because Steven Gerrard, he stares into the crowd and he's a Liverpool legend. So honestly, it won't get mentioned about enough unless his name was Ten Hag. Then yeah, it is what it is. But Gerrard has a lot of work to do with Aston Villa this season. So it's not looking good for Gerrard.
Yeah, we'll move on to.
Another bad news for Aston Villa. They collapsed the deal with Ismail Sarr. So that's bad news.
Their fans want Gerrard out.
Good.
Yeah. So Joel, you predicted the same as our Palace win 2-1. Just let's get your reasoning. Yeah, you did. Let's get your reasoning behind this and your thoughts on the game.
I thought Palace was stronger than Aston Villa. To be fair, like Palace are pretty good. Obviously, they got beat by us, but we're one of the best teams in the world, so it's not really bad. No, I'm joking, but they just drew to Liverpool at Anfield. Just that was a good result. So I thought Aston Villa don't look good at all. Like, they're not going to get relegated, but they'll be around. They have to be careful. They have to be careful not to get relegated. But I think Gerrard will be sacked before the end of the season. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Finally, Waleed. Let's see what you said. You said 2-1. You said 2-1 as well. Yeah. A lot of people predicting Crystal Palace wins as well. What was your reading behind that and your thoughts on the game as well?
To be honest, in the stream that we did, I actually predicted a draw. I predicted a 1-1 draw, but before the game happened, I don't know, I had a feeling that this wasn't going to be a draw. I felt like Palace were going to dominate. And they ended up doing it because I watched the game and the first 2 goals for both teams were scored within like the first 10 minutes. But except that, Crystal Palace absolutely dominated Aston Villa from start to finish constantly. Villa they didn't know what they were doing. Like, I saw half the time Martinez just booting the ball out like 4 or 5 times. The way the press was incredible. Midfield battle. There was no midfield for Villa at all. Like, Casemiro was getting outrun by Doucouré. Doucouré is going to look like one of the top signings this summer, honestly. He looks like a really good player. He was absolutely outrunning Casemiro the entire game. McGinn looked sloppy. Everyone was just sloppy. It was just such a poor performance. And I think Villa, if they're gonna, because people are saying, oh, yeah, outside challenge for Conference League and stuff, just because they got the squad and they got the manager on paper, doesn't mean that that's gonna happen. And this is looking like the second season in a row where they're gonna disappoint because they need to sort something out. And as I said in the previous stream, Gerrard doesn't know his correct formation. He doesn't know what his best team is. He's changing it week in, week out. 1 week Danny Ings is starting. Next week Leon Bailey's starting. Next week Ollie Watkins is starting. Next week Coutinho's starting. Like, there's no cohesion. There's no there's no consistency. That's the word. There's just no consistency with this team. Even like what Manny was saying about how Mings and Gerrard fell out. Sadly, which is kind of sad, the new centre back Diego Carlos looks like he's going to be out for the whole season because he's got Achilles
Not
tendon,
sadly, good.
which is very sad.
That's
Good.
good though.
No,
That's
he-
good
no,
for the
good.
team.
Oh, you're an Aston Villa fan now?
We got a comment here.
It's
Oh, hi,
good.
Floss and Kate 5.
Listen, Aston Villa are nobodies, mate. They're just for me. If they set Gerrard, I don't know who else they. I think they have. Those are
I
gonna
think
have.
they can get better than Gerrard because you can look at I think Patrick Vieira has shown that not every single time people have to be proven in the Premier League in order to be great managers, and he's shown that because you should have seen when Vieira came in. He was only known for being at Nice and then in America. Palace's squad was one of the worst squads in the league, completely aging. He had like Gary Cahill and like Martin Kelly as the defenders. They literally had the biggest aging squad in the league. And now you see the way he's turned it around. It looks like a breath of fresh air. Crystal Palace, I think, honestly, from what I've seen of them, because even when we faced them, we struggled in that second half. I think Palace could be like, I'm not gonna say they're gonna get like Conference League, Europa League, or any of that, but I think they're gonna shock a lot of teams this season. So I think if Palace carry on what they're doing, Vieira carries on what he's doing,
Palace side.
I think Palace are gonna be on for a really good season because the way
Yes.
they dismantled Villa was mad.
Yeah, so Joel's just gone for a quick drink, so hopefully by the time we get to him, he'll be back. But let me just get my thoughts on this game. So I did, as well as Manny predicted draw in this game, I predicted 1-0. So I just thought it's the type of game that's a draw. You know, no team's better than the other. I mean, yeah, Aston Villa did all right this summer. And Crystal Palace, you know, they've got Sahar, 2 goals for him. And obviously, you know, a lot of people don't really rate Gerrard as a manager because he's, you know, similar to Arteta. He's a former player. He's not really got experience. But
Well, that's not the reason why.
yeah, I
That's
know,
not the
but
reason why.
it's
He's
just
sucks.
that I didn't predict Palace win. Obviously, they were at home. That's an advantage, and Aston Villa haven't been that great. But yeah, good win for
The
Palace,
thing
I
is-
think. And
yeah.
they lost
Oh,
their
sorry,
first game.
sorry.
But yeah, go
Just
on.
like to quickly say, like, it's not as if Gerrard's a terrible manager. Like, he's clearly got potential. Like, you don't win
He
the
is
you
terrible.
don't win the
man.
Scottish Premier League with Rangers for the first time in about
Yeah, but
10
that's the Scottish
got-
Premier League.
Yeah,
Celtic
Scottish
always
Premier
win
League,
it.
but no other manager for Rangers has been able to do that. And even though, like, he's clearly got glimpses of potential, because that's not easy. Whether you like it or not, people say, "Oh, Scottish League and stuff." That is not easy to do, and he did that unbeaten as well, which is what some people forget. Well, invincible, something that Celtic couldn't do for the entire time when they were champions. So this is like Gerrard's got potential to be a good manager. Whether he's ready for the Premier League right now, though, is another question. That's what I
Yeah.
feel like.
We'll move on now. 1 out of 4 3 o'clock kickoffs done. We've got 3 more to go, and then the Arsenal game. The next one was Everton Forest. A lot of people predicting Forest to win this one because they got their first win. Who did they win against, guys?
West Ham.
West Ham.
West Ham.
Ham.
Yeah, they got a win against West Ham, and they're looking to get another win. But I see in the group chat a lot of people predicting a win. You'll know. I'll let you know what I got. But first of all, obviously, Manny, we didn't know your prediction, so let us know your prediction and thoughts on the game of this game.
Yeah, my prediction was a 2-1 win for Forest, and it looked that would be the case when Brendan Johnson scored that goal, only for Gray to come up where trumps with that equaliser.
Oh, Gray is a permanent
But,
name in the last season. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's another example of how Forest do look as though they are here with an intent to make sure they stay in the Premiership, and the team they've assembled with the quality of players they have, they're going places and they're doing really well. A lot of people might have perhaps laughed at me for predicting that, but it's being borne out and it's being proved well. But Everton, for the spirit they showed and how they were able to, withstand further attacks and be able to get that equaliser and avoid defeat, they showed that they still do have enough to be able to stay in the Premier League if they can just get another striker who can score some goals. They're going to do fine. But the problem is every game that's not a win will probably rather unfairly ramp up the pressure on Lampard, and that's not really in many ways fair, because when you consider the hand he got when he took charge of Everton, it wasn't a good hand at all. I mean, Benitez did a lot of damage to that club, it must be said.
Yeah.
And I would like to see Everton be able to stay up, and I still think they will by the skin of their teeth. But Forest do look very good, and it was just unfortunate that they couldn't make my prediction come true. But yeah, it is what it is. So Forest do look very good. Everton do have something in them. There is something in them as a team that says we want to make sure that we put on a performance for our fans. And I think it's fair to say that when it comes to to clubs who have the best relationship between the players and the fans, you can't look too far beyond Everton. So there is a lot about them. So I guess it was a decent result for both teams. I'm sure both teams would have liked to win, but they can take something from that and move on to the next game and fight another day. And for Lampard, it's just another. I mean, some people, cynics might call it a stay of execution. I think it's a little bit more credit in his bank, and we'll see how they go once they get a striker, if they get one, hopefully.
Okay, we got Manny. Okay, we got Orest next. So you predicted a Forest win as well, the same 2-1.
Yeah,
Obviously it was a draw as well. But did you expect a draw, and what was your reasoning behind the Forest win that you predicted?
Obviously after that win against Spurs, I think I thought it was going to give them a boost, to be fair, going to Everton. But again, Frank Lampard, that's another manager which I don't rate. I think everyone here doesn't rate him, so it's clear and obvious to see that he's not good enough. He was never good enough anyways, because at Chelsea he failed. At Everton, I don't know. This season, he'll most likely fail. But I think he's that midfielder, Onana, or whatever his name is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Onana. Yeah.
I think he's decent, but listen, if you have Frank Lampard as your manager, then who knows? Because mate, this guy plays Anthony Gordon up top, and he's not a striker. So,
But Patterson's quite good as well, isn't he? He played well.
yeah, he was good, but honestly, Damari Gray, it should be a familiar name for Arsenal fans last season. So,
Oh my god, remind me of that.
But I can't believe if he wouldn't have scored, Forest would have won. So it would have been nice.
I think Forest will do well. I think he spelled Forest wrong, by the way, but yeah, I think.
Oh, is it just one R?
One R. It's my name basically, but just put the F in front of it. But yeah, I think they made 16 signings. I think they'll probably make number one. They'll probably get Hassan Awal. I think that they want to get Regulon now. So if they get Regulon, I think that's a good.
Do you think Forest will stay up, Orest?
Yeah.
Everton, do you think they'll stay up?
Just about.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to Joel now. Obviously, you've Nottingham Forest is in your blood. Your dad supports them. You're going to the Man City game as well next week. As well, obviously. What's your thoughts on this Forest game? I think what did you predict? You predicted. Don't tell me. You predicted a 2-0 Forest, so clean sheet for them. So yeah, why did you predict a Forest win, and what were your thoughts on the draw? Did they deserve a draw, or did they deserve the win? What do you?
Well, I personally think they might come 20th or 19th, but I don't rate Everton. Everton, Forest will stay up comfortably.
But what was your reasoning behind the Forest win then? Was it because they beat West Ham and you thought they had the momentum to win another game, maybe?
I think they have a better team and a better manager, and I think they just come off of a win, and Everton just came off of a loss, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
I believe.
I think
so. Yeah, I just thought Forest would win quite comfortably, but yeah, it was a good game. I watched it on my stream. I watched it on live stream.
Yeah, no one cares.
What was that?
He said no one cares.
Carry on, man. Carry on.
Go on, carry on.
I forgot what I was gonna say now.
You're talking about Forest. When you're talking about Forest or something.
Yeah,
it's about Forest. How you went to the game?
I watched it on a live stream.
Yeah.
You went all the way to Everton.
No.
No, but did you know Joel's going to the Man City game on Wednesday next week?
Yeah.
What? Oh, is that home and come first, isn't it? So
no, it's away.
No, it's Man City. It's at Man City.
Okay.
Why are you going to Manchester then? That's quite far.
Exactly.
Joel, that's quite far.
Might as well come to Old Trafford as well.
Yeah, you might as well go to Old Trafford.
Forest win 8-0, and I feel bad for you, so
Well, listen.
Yeah, but
Forest would beat United right now.
But Joel, so what was your main reason behind Nottingham Forest winning? Do you just think they had after the win they would win again, maybe?
They just come off of the back of a win, and I think they're a better team than Everton, and just everything pointed in the way of Forest win. But obviously, late equaliser for Damari Gray, was it? So yeah.
Yeah, okay,
last
we'll
season,
move
innit?
to you, Waleed, and then I'll get my prediction. Then we'll move on. We've got 2 more 3 o'clock kickoffs before the Arsenal game. Then we've got the Sunday games, and then we'll preview the United game. Orest will talk mainly for the United game. He'll preview most of the game, and we'll talk about the scores and stuff. Everyone's predicting scores, see if they get them right next week. But yeah, we'll move to you, Waleed. So your prediction was 2-1 Everton. So you predicted an Everton win, which is the first. Well, no one did. So, what was your reasoning behind the Everton win and your thoughts on the draw? Did both teams deserve the draw, or did Everton, like you said, deserve the win?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch really the game except for the highlights, so I don't really have 100% judgment on how both teams played. But I just felt like Everton were going to win because they needed a win more than Forest did. I feel like they needed a win for the fans as well at Goodison Park, which, as I've said before, is a pretty hostile place to go to when it's rocking. And from what I saw, I did think Forest played better for most of the game. I feel like, especially in the second half, I feel like they were knocking on the door a bit more. I just feel like Everton not having a striker is very evident because of the way that I think Frank Lampard's trying to like deploy his style of play of Wales at Chelsea and Derby into Everton, which he couldn't do last season for obvious reasons. So I don't know how really if that's going to work or not, but what they do need to do is go into the transfer market and get a striker because they need one desperately. I think Orest mentioned it about how they're playing like Anthony Gordon at striker, like they're that desperate.
They can't
Like,
rely on
it's really
Rondon or Anthony.
yeah,
Gordon.
Rondon
Mate,
had a
Solomon
Premier League
Rondon,
quality.
honestly.
You should get Ronaldo. You should get Ronaldo.
But Waleed, what was your reason? Why didn't you think that Forest would win? Why did you
I think Forest, like the win they got against West Ham, I wasn't really that impressed to be honest. I just feel like West Ham should have won that game because they had the penalty, they hit the crossbar like 3 times, 2 goals disallowed, I think, or 1 goal. Like it just looked like it wasn't their day really. It was just like luck wasn't on their side. And I think Forest in the first half was good, but second half they massively dropped off.
Oh,
But I
you
feel
hear
like
that,
the fans kind of
Yeah,
carried them. So I just felt like in this game they weren't going to be able to get the same luck. And in the end, I mean, Jordan Pickford with more assists than half the Man United's team was able to get a goal. So it was able to make Everton get a draw. So
Pickford didn't score the goal. What are you talking about?
he got an assist, which is more assist than the entire United squad this
Wait,
season.
he got an assist, did he?
Yeah, he assisted the great.
Yeah, Pickford's got more assists than any United player.
Oh yeah, he did get the assist.
So yeah, I mean,
More than
Everton are gonna have to look up.
Wait, how did he get the assist? Was it like a goal kick or something?
Yeah, it was just a big kick basically.
Yeah. Okay. Finally, let's move to my prediction and then my thoughts, and then we'll move to the 2 more kickoffs till the Arsenal game. So everyone stay in the stream for that one. But yeah, my thoughts. I agreed with Manny and Orest as well. I predicted a Forest win, obviously on the back of the West Ham win. You know, they had a bit of confidence, and as I said, they're one of the promoted teams that I definitely think are going to stay up with. You know, bringing in 16 players is exceptional. I don't know where they got the money from, and you know, the recruitment must be amazing. But yeah, I mean, yeah, great. I mean, it's a decent draw. I would have predicted a draw. I don't know at the time. I don't know why. I just thought Forest win for them, and I do see what Waleed was saying with the Everton win. They did need it more, and they were at home, and you know they did just lose to Aston Villa, and I think they lost to Chelsea as well. So they did want to get their first win on the board, and Nottingham Forest just won that.
And they played well in those 2 games as well.
Yeah, and they did. And Forest would have liked to win this game to secure staying up, but they've still got many more games to
secure staying up. It's game week 3.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know, but all right. Well, yeah, I did predict Forest win, but it was a draw. And my thoughts, obviously, shared points. But yeah, we'll move on. That's 2 out of 2 3 o'clock kickoffs. The third one, and then we've got 2 more, and then the Arsenal games. Everyone stick around for that one. The next game, big game, another masterclass from Mitrovic. It is Fulham 3, Brentford 2. Yeah, we know the result predictions for all you guys, but yeah, Manny, obviously we didn't know your prediction as well. What was your prediction for this game and your thoughts on this game? Good win for Fulham.
Curse Alexander Mitrovic. I predicted a 2-2 draw, and he pops up with a late winner. So it was expected, really. I expected there'd be goals in this game because I knew that Fulham would be a tough proposition at Craven Cottage, and they'd definitely be able to do a lot more to withstand Brentford's attacking threat. But once again, I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing that Mitrovic is able to score. I think they're going to need to find goals from somewhere else if if they're really serious about being able to stay up. But under the circumstances, it was a good win for them. And Brentford have shown that they're also not a team to be messed with. People can sort of, laugh about how a team that is good enough to beat Manchester United can somehow lose to Fulham. But it just goes to show, in the early stages, everyone's pretty much on an equal footing, and you really only start to get to your stride and find out where you are and where you stand around about the midpoint of the season, maybe even after that. Fulham are now 7th in the league. I tipped that they'd be relegated. So it just goes to show that Arsenal can't get gassed up over being top of the league after 3 games. And we can't go around criticising Tottenham for doing the same thing last season while we were at the bottom. I mean, it goes around.
That's what I mean.
Can't do any of that.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
But back to the game. Again, it was a good win for Fulham. They were able to pull the chestnuts out of the fire. And if they show the same spirit, they could definitely stay up this season and surprise me and many others. But they are going to have to find goals from somewhere else. There will be games where Mitrovic won't be able to hit the target every single time. And as an Arsenal fan, we had the best and the not so good of Aubameyang, so everyone will know what I'm talking about. But they could do well. And Brentford also are proving that their quality. They just need to make sure that they don't lose concentration. I think both teams could potentially end up being in a comfortable mid-table position, which goes against my earlier prediction of Fulham being relegated. But again, there's still a long way to go. Anything can happen. And Fulham need to really look inside themselves and see how they can get better, because they're still tipped to go down. But it's looking good for them. Looking good for the Cottagers.
Yeah, it's looking good. Okay, we'll move on to Orest now. So your prediction was a 1-1 draw. Another draw as well. I think most people predicted a draw because, Brentford, they're a decent side, but they were away, and it's not easy to go to Craven Cottage away with, Fulham with Mitrovic and stuff and the home support. And yeah, another good, obviously they fought put Liverpool to a draw. And did they win their second match, or didn't they lose?
I think they. Wait, Fulham. Wait, let me tell you. So Fulham. So obviously
they drew both their games.
Yeah, they drew. So they drew both their first games.
They're
so
unbeaten.
obviously, yeah, they are unbeaten. So a good win for Fulham. Obviously, a lot of people writing them off to get relegated as well. So your reasoning behind the draw and your thoughts on the Fulham win.
You didn't mention Craven Cottage, so Fulham do have something.
No, I did mention Craven Cottage.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I know, I did.
Yeah, that's why I said you mentioned Craven.
Yeah, I mentioned it. Yeah.
You said you didn't, but
I said I did.
you said you did.
But no, I think Fulham, good win for them. Surprise. Brentford beat us 4-0, and then they go on to lose the next game. That's a surprise, isn't it? But there is you can see the difference between playing Brentford at home, playing away. So that's no excuses. So we were poor. It's just no excuses, but just something to put on out there. But Mitrovic again, man. You know what? 3 goals in 3 games. Yeah. Looks like he's now actually turning up to the Premier League. So even though I don't like where he's from, but we move on. But I think Fulham, can they start? I'm not sure. I think I'll judge them after like 10 games for me, because I know they're undefeated with Arsenal.
Yeah.
But we'll see after 10 games, man. I will judge them after 10 games. But they are looking good so far. I think Mark Silva has been putting out a good system, good formation for Fulham, and we'll see how they play after 10 games.
Wait, what did you say your reasoning was for the draw then? Why did you think that it would be a draw? Did you think it would be an even game, or?
Well, yeah, I think it'll be an even game. I think 1-1. I said I think Fulham will score first, and then Brentford to make a 1-1. So yeah, I think it would be a level game. But surprise, Mitrovic, last goal winner. So yeah, man, big up.
Yeah, we'll move on to Joel now. Surprise, another draw, 0-0. He said. So yeah, your Joel, what was your reasoning behind the 0-0 draw? Were you surprised that Fulham won?
Oh, well, I was so close to going for Fulham win. I knew Fulham would win this. I don't know why I went for a draw. I thought, hang on, they just beat United, but then at the same time, like, who wouldn't? Like, who wouldn't beat United? So it's like, should have just gone for my gut feeling, gone for a Fulham win, but I went for 0-0. I don't know why I went for 0-0, to be honest. But
Manny's gone. I'll
Manny's
leave
gone.
that.
Yeah, don't worry.
We'll wait for Manny. He'll come back.
We'll jump
Yeah.
it, don't worry.
He'll come back. Yeah.
Also, Orest, you said didn't.
Oh, he said power trip. I'll rejoin in 5. Okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, go
was
on,
that?
Andrew. What were you saying, Andrew?
Orest, you said didn't as well. You said you
Yeah,
didn't.
you said
I
didn't.
did.
I literally listened to it back.
I said, Ollie, you did mention about
Oh,
Craven Cottage.
I listened to
So,
it back. I said didn't, but you know.
all right. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Whatever.
10-year-olds, 10-year-olds, when you're young, you don't listen well. So when you grow up,
I'm
yeah,
young.
but anyway.
14, you know. I'm only a couple of years younger than you, so it's not like.
Yeah, but you have the brain as a 10-year-old. But
You
I
have the brain
think
of a 9-year-old.
Fulham will have enough to stay up. But as I said, 10 games, let's see. Because I think the next game is... who's the Fulham's next game? I
Didn't
forgot.
ask.
It's us.
Oh, yeah.
Us, yeah, at home.
Come on.
So I knew it. Easy. But that's Liverpool
8-0.
fans were... Okay. But Liverpool fans were saying easy as well when they're playing for them. So
Yeah, we're better than
they
Liverpool.
can get something. No, let me finish, mate. But Fulham can get something out of Arsenal. So you never know. As I said, 3 points is not easy now in this season because last season, mate, it was easy to get. Obviously, last season is different to this season now because there's more competitive teams now. Nottingham Forest spending more money. Fulham as well. So yeah, man.
Exactly. United lost their first 3 games.
Same with Arsenal last season. But Ollie, do you think Fulham will stay up?
Yeah, maybe. I think that they have a chance of staying up. They're proving everyone wrong with 2 draws and whatever. But yeah, Waleed, we'll get your thoughts on this, and then I'll do.
Waleed.
We'll get your thoughts, and then I'll talk about it for a bit longer, maybe. Because we're waiting for Manny. So take your time, and what's your thought? Obviously, you let's see what you said.
Hey, Ollie, Waleed's middle name is Yasmin, so you can call him Yasmin if you want.
Yeah, whatever. But you predicted you were the only one who predicted a Brentford win. So what was why did you predict a Brentford win?
He's gonna stay because Brentford beat United. So
and
that's not hard. So you know.
No, let Waleed speak. What was your thoughts on the game? And why did you think that Brentford would win?
I thought Brentford win because they beat Man United. Really? No, not only that, because I feel like Fulham. I don't know whether they were gonna have enough already to beat Brentford at the time, even though they had Mitrovic here, who's been on fire and all this stuff. Like I still didn't really know if they really had enough, and I feel like Brentford would be on a high. I feel like they have a better squad overall. So I thought that would just play into their advantage, but in the end, Fulham surprised me, to be honest. It was a great performance. Like first 20-30 minutes, they absolutely killed Brentford, like blew them away. Brentford did very well to come back. They just have that never say die attitude. It doesn't matter who they face, they just always play 100% with their heart out, which is what I respect about them. So yeah, even Tony was unlucky because maybe on another day Brentford could have won that game. I think he put the ball in the net 3 times and 2 of them got disallowed. So yeah, I felt like it was a pretty even game overall. Even though Fulham won, I feel like the game should have ended in a draw. But I feel like Fulham, we face them next at home. I think it's gonna be a bit of a tougher test than like Bournemouth, for example, which we'll get onto. But I still feel like we'll probably have enough to beat them. But we'll speak about that in the future. But yeah, I feel like Fulham, they look better this season. This isn't the same Fulham team from previous years. This is a Fulham team that has fight and that has desire and isn't gonna just sit down and allow teams to beat them left, right, and center, which we saw against Liverpool. They went toe to toe with them and they did very well. So I'm happy with this new Fulham team. I'm happy with how they're playing. So we'll just see how well they do.
But with Mitrovic, obviously before the season started, were you one of the people who said, "Oh, he's a championship, merchant"?
No, I didn't write him off. I didn't write him off because you don't score 42 goals in the championship and not score 9 in the Premier League. Like I knew that was not going to happen.
To be fair, Ollie, I can put my hand up for that because I did say that Mitrovic won't do anything. So
another Orest.
I'll be the first.
Yeah. I think
I'll
Elliot said that as well. He said he didn't.
I'll
Really...
be the first one to admit it, but listen, he starts to score more goals. Let's not get carried away.
But I knew he would score
But
goals.
he is doing well. He is doing well.
But yeah,
3 goals. I
He
mean,
already scored more goals than Jesus, to be fair.
38 games, 38 goals.
Moving on to me,
Orest.
just before we wait for
I think we'll just carry on until Manny joins.
We'll carry on until Manny. He's back. He's back. Don't worry. He's back. He just says device connected. Device not connected. It says what? Oh, here we go. There we go. Yeah. So let me just get my prediction, and then we'll move on to the next game. Sorry, just moving people around. So I predicted a 1-0 Brentford win. I was similar to Waleed. I don't know why. I just thought that, Brentford coming off for a confident win. Fulham, everyone's predicted them to go down. So I thought Brentford might win this game. But, 3-2 Fulham, it's a good win for them. They're unbeaten at the moment. Obviously, they would like to continue to win games to see where they can go up and see if they can, stay in the league. But they're proving everyone wrong. It's only the start of the season, but we'll wait and see. Good result for Fulham. Obviously, unlucky Brentford after losing, but a lot of people were expecting as well because they beat United. They can beat a team like Fulham, but. Manny's back now. We'll move on to the next game. One more game before the Bournemouth game. It was Leicester 1, Southampton 2. So obviously, I think Leicester were winning, and then Southampton came back. Before we get on to everyone else, and then we'll get on to the Arsenal game, which will probably be on for a bit. But by the way, guys, we've been on live for about an hour and 20 minutes, so we'll probably go we'll have to end before 7:30. So maybe we'll go over for 2 hours, depending on how long it takes. So we've got about an hour and 5 minutes. So we'll go.
No, we're still on for that long.
Yeah, we won't stay on for that long. We'll probably end before 7. I'm not sure. It depends.
Yeah, because I have to set up at 7. So.
Yes, you have to set up 7. So if you have to leave early, then that's fine. We'll just do work.
I'll let you know.
Yeah. So, Manny, you're the only one that we don't know prediction from this game. What is your prediction for this game and thoughts on the Southampton win?
I predicted a 2-1 scoreline as well, but in favour of the Foxes. And the fact that they've once again taken the lead only to lose that lead and end up losing this game. They've now done that twice, albeit it was a draw against Brentford. And all this talk about how Rodgers needs to leave after 3 games is utterly stupid because, as I've said, I think off air, David Moyes' record this season is played 3, lost 3, scored no goals. And yet I don't hear any calls for him to resign. And he, with West Ham...
Wait, who does David Moyes manage?
Yeah, well, you can't compare David Moyes to Brendan Rodgers.
Who does David Moyes manage?
David Moyes is better.
Yeah, but West Ham lost. I thought they won.
David Moyes is a better manager than
Orest, let me just speak, okay? You're going to get your chance to speak up. Thank you very much indeed. Yes, you're right in saying that you can't compare the two managers. They're chalk and cheese. But if you take a look carefully, last season, they had very similar seasons. They both reached European semi-finals, Rodgers with the Conference League and Moyes with the Europa League. And they finished 7th and 8th. West Ham were able to get the Conference League position at Leicester's expense. So this season has been difficult for Leicester. They haven't been able to sign any players because they've had to sell quite a few. What's funny, son?
Did you just take a picture?
Someone just took a picture.
Carry on, Manny. Just ignore him.
He's a bit of a prat, but he's a good bloke. Anyway, apologies for the bad language there too. Now, it hasn't been easy for them. They haven't been able to buy any players. They've had to sell a few before they could buy. Losing Kasper Schmeichel has been a big blow. And it's fair to say that quite a few of their players are getting on a bit. They have some youngsters who are still doing really well. James Justin, in particular, if you remember, Ollie, had a wonderful game against Leicester.
Yeah, he played very well against us.
Running and getting down that left side with impunity. But they need some results, and they also need luck to turn their way. So I wouldn't sack Brendan Rodgers just yet. No. But it is alarming how twice this season they've lost leads in games they should have won. And I expected Leicester to do a lot better this season.
Yeah, but tactically...
But again, as with Ranieri, when he won the Premiership the season before, the following season he ended up struggling badly. But they
Yeah, because you can't really compare Ranieri to like.
Yeah, but you can't. Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
And
You
Brandon
can't
Rodgers,
compare that situation. That was 5,001. Like,
Orest,
that was not expected at all.
please, calm down, calm down.
What did he say?
So calm down
Ranieri
for
was
that.
replaced by Shakespeare. That wasn't until the midway point of the season. So Rodgers has enough credit in the bank to say that he's earned a little bit of time until maybe after 10 games. I definitely wouldn't sack him right now. As for the Saints, well, this is a needed win for them because they needed this win. And it was good that they were able to somehow get it and sort of rise up a little bit. They still have some work to do themselves, but I think it's fair to say that they're in a better position than Leicester are right now. Goes without saying, in fact. So Southampton just need to build on this and try and improve their squad and improve their performances. Leicester do have it all to do. I think they'll be fine, and I don't want to sack Brendan Rodgers, but they do have some work to do. And if they can get a few players somehow, then all the better.
Tactically, do you think
Now-
Brendan Rodgers is good enough, though? Tactically, do you think he's good enough? Tactically, Brendan Rodgers.
Look, you can't blame Brendan Rodgers for losing those 2 leads against Brentford and Southampton, really.
Why not?
We talk about game management as well. It partly could be down to him because he fixed the team, but the players as well should be experienced enough. The players themselves should be experienced enough to know how to manage a game well. You got Johnny Evans, who's Northern Ireland captain. Okay, so he's been there through the trenches. Amate's been at Leicester for enough seasons, as has Castagne, Justin, and everyone else. It's more or less the same team. So what is happening that they couldn't hold on to their leads? I don't want to give Brendan Rodgers blame. There seems to be a little bit more happening, and there's a lot more than meets the eye. He deserves time. He's earned that credit in the bank.
Of course,
So,
he won on their first FA Cup.
I think technically he's okay. They were good enough to take the lead against Brentford and Southampton, and they gave Arsenal a tough enough game to come back at us, only for us to get the rub of the green. But I think he's tactically okay. I think he's fine. He deserves more time. He needs more time, and the club will recover.
Yeah. Okay. We'll move over to Orest now. We've got a few more people, and then obviously
Yes,
we'll
we've
talk
given us
about the
thoughts
big
today.
game. Orest, so you predicted a 2-0 Leicester, so another Leicester win. And Southampton got
I
the
don't
win.
even know
Obviously, it looked like Leicester were going to
These
win,
prediction
but
skills are a
they
bit
bottled it
questionable,
again.
What's going on?
Orest, let's just get your reasoning why you thought Leicester would win, and were you surprised that Southampton won?
To be fair, I think I was rushing the results. So, Waleed, just shush. Let me speak.
Some questionable predictions.
Let me speak.
Guys, the new rule:
Waleed,
let people speak. Don't speak over people. Okay.
Yeah, listen to the teacher. Yeah, listen to Ollie. But no, I don't know, because King Power. I just don't know. I think Leicester will just turn up, but
Oh, sorry, I forgot to.
What the hell?
haha, 10-year-old. That's funny. But honestly, Leicester do have some. Brendan Rodgers do have some. I don't know why mine is saying Brendan Rodgers is a good manager. But he's not a good manager because listen, the Fofana situation. I don't know. He hasn't dealt well with. I know he's been dropping in, but I don't know, man. I'm just gonna know that what's going on in the private chat, but
Yeah.
I think Leicester. I don't know what's going on. They only made one signing. They broke. Honestly, do they need to sell Ndidi or Madison? Do they need to sell some? I don't know, because from what I know, I think Leicester they're not broke. They got money, so they still got. I think they still saved that 80 million for the fridge that we got. So I think they have some of that. So I don't know if they wasted all of that. So
Let's move on now. We'll get through it quickly. So move on to Joel, then Waleed, then I'll just get my thoughts and then move on to the big game. So Joel, you went the other way. You said Leicester would win 2-1, the same as Manny. So what was your thoughts of Leicester winning, and were you also surprised that Southampton won?
I don't know, really. I just
Was it
thought,
because Leicester are at home, or?
sort of. I just thought Leicester had a better squad, to be honest. I thought Leicester were better, but I suppose they let me down. Really. So,
another thing is Leicester did beat them 9-0 not long ago. So
yeah. They would beat them 9-0, but there's different teams now.
yeah,
Southampton look better, but people say Southampton to get relegated. No way.
No, I did actually predict them to finish quite low.
No, I don't think they'll get relegated. I think it's just 10-year-olds that predict that.
Right,
Yeah, go on, carry on,
Joe.
Joe. Carry on.
Now, 10 yards on Twitter, obviously.
Yeah, on Twitter.
You're
Well, yeah.
nines. You're fine. But yeah, if I was to choose who to get relegated now, I'd probably predict Bournemouth to get relegated. To Bournemouth, 100%. They'll definitely get relegated. Man United and I have no idea.
Man United.
Andrew, I have no idea who's going to get relegated. All the teams.
Yeah, it's hard to predict.
All
It's
the
easier to
relegation
predict at the
battlers
start.
are all doing well. Southampton doing well. Leeds doing well. Not Bournemouth. Southampton doing well. Leeds doing well. Everton.
Nottingham
Actually,
Forest,
Everton will get
Fulham.
relegated. The third relegation is going to be tough though, because Forest doing well, Leeds doing well, Southampton doing well, Brighton doing well. They're all doing well. Fulham doing well. So I don't know who will get relegated. Could be United. Never know. Hopefully,
But what was your reason? Were you surprised that Southampton won then? Because obviously Leicester are a better team, I think.
yeah, I was quite surprised Southampton won, to be honest. I could see a draw, but a win for Southampton, I didn't think that would happen. But, yeah.
Yeah, okay, we'll move on to you, Waleed, then I'll get my thoughts and we'll move on to the Arsenal game. So you predicted a draw, which it wasn't, but it could have been if Southampton were to score late on. But what was your reasoning behind the draw, and were you surprised that Southampton got the late goal?
I feel like the way Leicester bottle results isn't a new thing. This has been happening for a long time now. They've had a lot of problems in that sense, and they've also had a lot of problems controlling from corners. They've had quite a few problems, to be honest, for a while now, and they just clearly haven't resolved them. So I feel like the fact that they lost again, it wasn't really a surprise, and the fact that they went 1-0 up and they bottled it again isn't a surprise either. But also they did have the problem with Fofana, who apparently isn't in the correct mindset to play. Probably the same with Tielemans, that's why he's got dropped as well. So they did have a bit of a weaker squad out there, but it isn't really like Leicester do need to start getting some wins and getting some results on the board, because two losses and a draw, especially the results at home, because their home form is something that's not been good enough as well. They do need to sort that out, or else they'll probably be mid-table / barely scraping top 10. And that's mainly probably because of the quality that they have in the likes of James Maddison, because the goal that he scored on the weekend was sublime. And if he were to leave, that would be a really big problem for them. So I think they would have to sort that out as well. So Leicester, they've had a few financial problems as well. So that's really the reason why they haven't.
Is that the reason why they're not bringing anyone in?
Yeah, they haven't been able to bring in anyone because they just haven't really got a lot of money.
But how come you predicted a draw then? Did you just think it was being
I predicted a draw because I just thought that both teams haven't had the best of starts. Southampton, I'd say, been a bit better because their performance against Leeds was a much better second half. At least they came back from 2-0 down to get a draw. But yeah, the Tottenham game, losing to Tottenham isn't really that's not fair. There's nothing to be shameful about because they're a good team. So I feel like Southampton and Ralph Hasenhuttl, who's been written off quite a few times by a lot of people that I know, I still think he's a very solid manager, and I think if you give him the resources at Southampton, he can get the best out of that team, and he's getting the best out of the players now. So if Southampton can carry on the way they're going, I think they shouldn't be anywhere near the relegation zone. But something that they are known for is starting off well and then finishing.
I think I've seen reports saying Southampton players that they're not liking his tactics, and apparently they don't like him. So
I mean, they've worked for 3 years, so I don't understand why.
I don't understand that, man. I think Ralph, I've always said, I think he's I rated Ralph, but I did say this was very controversial. I'm not sure I said, obviously, this goes back, I think it was December or something. I said, after Oli, in my top 4 list, obviously, it was December, so obviously I had Pochettino. I also had Ralph Hasenhuttl in my top 4 list, so I think it was in 4th. He wasn't 2nd or 3rd, but he was 4th. So Ralph, for me, I think he's a decent manager. And I think he signed 6 players.
But we'll move on now. We talked a bit about this game. Let me just get my thoughts. I predicted a 1-0 Leicester as well. I thought they would win. I wanted a clean sheet for Danny Ward, but didn't happen. They obviously got rid of Schmeichel. They're linked with moves away. So private chat. Move on to All right, we'll go on. We'll move on to the Arsenal games. Obviously, another big 3 points. 3 wins out of 3, top of the league. Nothing more that Arsenal could think of. Obviously, 2 clean sheets as well, and Saliba, own goal turning into a goal as well. So I'm pretty sure everyone predicted an Arsenal win, but
Yeah,
Manny,
I did.
were you confident? Did you predict an Arsenal win? What are your thoughts on this big win before we go on to player ratings?
The only thing wrong with this result is that I predicted that Bournemouth would score. How wrong I was. I think the injury to Dominic Solanke played some factor in that because Bournemouth looked toothless, really. They never.
So what was your
offered any-
prediction then?
It was a 3-1 thing. So I
3-1.
got the 3 goals
Okay.
for Arsenal. I got the
But
one
why
goal
did you
for
think
the-
we would concede then? What was your thought? Why did you
I
think
don't. I
we
just
concede?
thought.
Ben White
thought-
right, but that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a nutshell.
Same play
I
that
just,
you
thought,
rate.
I just didn't think that the defence would be that solid, especially with Ben White still at right back. You just never know
One shy.
what could happen. And that prediction was made before the team news. I was probably, in fairness, thinking that Solanke would be in the team and could help keep the ball up. But sadly, that proved not to be the case. But Bournemouth, in any case, looked toothless, and I can't really say much about it. It was a professional performance. Odegaard made a name for himself, scored those 2 goals. That would be the start of him doing a lot more and making himself more.
Proving that he's captain as well.
Exactly. My man of the match, though, would be Saliba. Not just
Yeah,
for that,
brilliant.
Not just for that peak to the
Stop it, mate. Stop it.
Bro, that chant is like people are just getting tired of it now. It's so annoying. But
Yeah,
Manny,
yeah.
carry on.
There was another chant made to the tune of "I'm a Believer" by the Monkeys. I don't want to get
Yeah,
into detail.
Zinchenko.
Oh,
Ever since
always
coming in-
believe in your soul.
Yeah, ever since he's come in, he's proved that he belongs, and this is just going to add more to that. He will have some difficult games in the coming weeks and the coming matches, but he's proven with the way he's marshalled his side of the defence and covered for Ben White on many occasions, and also the way he tackles and reads the game. He belongs in the Premier League, and he will definitely continue to prove that, albeit with some tougher games. I'm sure I have confidence in him to do well. Clean sheet for Ramsdale. Didn't really do very much. I think there was a point near the end where he seemed to be rattled a little bit by one of the Bournemouth players. Anthony was his name. And, the defence looked solid. White had a decent game. Of course, Saliba was the star. Xhaka once again continued to prove that we do not need Tielemans right now, although I would have it.
But for me, Odegaard was another match. I don't know why you said Saliba. Yeah, Saliba played well and kept a clean sheet, but Odegaard's.
Here's the thing. I'll tell you why. Because, as well as Odegaard played, there's always this criticism of him that he doesn't really impose himself enough. And even the 2 goals aside, there were still not too many occasions where he was able to really get a huge stranglehold on the game, given his position. He's supposed to be our number 10. I know he wears number 8, but that's being pedantic, if you will. But I thought, but with Saliba, the way he was able to read the game and shut everything down, I just thought he lent a lot more because defenses win us games and championships, probably more than goals as well. So I just thought that with his performance, he deserved all the credit he could get, and maybe Odegaard being in the right place at the right time for those 2 goals, it was more of a confidence booster from him, and that's a sign that we need to see more from you. But what we've seen from Saliba has been magnificent so far. And Saka had a better game, but hopefully if Tomiyasu comes back in, Saka's game will improve. But in other words, the boy needs a rest. He's been playing non-stop last season. He has to have a rest every now and then. I don't want him to play in any of the domestic cups or even the group stage Europa League games unless it's necessary. But there are no faults from this performance. Arsenal do look good, but again, it's another win against a team we're expected to beat. The real tests are going to come later. As for Bournemouth, well, they looked toothless. They do have some spirit, but their flesh in terms of the squad strength looks very weak. And they will need to improve on that in order to have any chance of surviving a relegation fight. But
guys, we've got some news. Nipan's liked my messages, so he might be joining.
Oh, wow, you liked the message. Hey, come on.
He's finally noticed, so hopefully he'll be joining
once
in
he
a bit.
joins, I'm talking about his overrated crap, man. See, it's Joel.
Yeah.
Orest, nothing food.
Yeah, it's you. Look, you literally sent me a photo of Manny.
You
You sent me a photo of Manny.
No, I
You
didn't.
literally did. And I heard you take the noise. You're like, dick,
Bro,
like the camera noise. All
I
right,
can't have
whatever.
my but my
Orest,
phone isn't on me at the moment.
If you're on
Orest,
the group
while
chat,
we're
you
waiting
can
for
see what-
Nippon, sorry.
Yeah.
Let's get your thoughts as a neutral in this game. What you predicted 2-0, was it?
2-0, yeah, 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0. So why didn't you predict Arsenal to score more goals, and did you expect a clean sheet as well?
Of course, that's why I said 2-0. But I don't know, to be fair. I just thought 2-0, obviously Bournemouth ground, but can't lie, Arsenal have impressed me so far this season. But so far, couple of players that, for me, I big up players when they play good. So I'm not one of those fans, that, people would like to call me, agenda. Nah, mate. When you play good, you get called up. And if you play shit, you get criticised. But for Arsenal, I think Zinchenko impressed me. I think, obviously, Jesus. Gibraltar guard is back. More like Odegaard.
Bournemouth guard.
Martinelli as well. Played good. You know what? I keep on repeating myself, but Xhaka, I said to Waleed about him, but he didn't want to listen to me, of course.
That's when.
Again, 2 assists in 2 games for him. He's doing good so far, Xhaka, man. Who knows? Saliba, of course. This man has been a revolution for Arsenal's centre back. So now we can see what Arteta has now. What's his plan? Saliba and Gabriel, and then obviously Tomiyasu goes into right back. Not Ben Shite, because Ben Shite is not a right back. So,
Bro, why don't you wait Ben White? What's the problem with him?
because he's shit.
He's better than Maguire, though.
Yeah, he is.
You've got to
obviously,
agree with that.
It's just comparing shit and shit. Like, come on. But no, I think second half you obviously dropped off. So there's improvements. I think there's a lot of improvements needed for Arsenal, of course. But if they keep it like this, it's looking good for them. But obviously, we're top of the league. Yeah, it's like the league ends in August. So yeah. That game's for them. So no, let me speak.
But,
mate. I'll let you speak. But no, I think if Arsenal can keep. Thing is, it's consistency that they've always lacked. So if they can be consistent this season, then I can be.
By the way, Orest, did you watch the match or did you not?
I watched the match. Yeah, I watched.
Yeah. Do you want to join
Crying
player
to his
ratings,
main
or should we
advert
just
sheet
do the
after
Arsenal fans?
Wait, I don't know here because
Do you just want to Do you want to join in with the player ratings, or do you want to just do the
Yeah,
Arsenal fans?
I'll join it. Yeah, I'll join it.
All right. So yeah, just before we get on to Joel, I was thinking of doing a time lapse. So if you didn't know what that was, basically click on a time and it shows you. So let's say at 0 seconds and 20, I did an intro or whatever. So I'll be doing that and putting the link to my second channel. So the first link will be the first thing will be the link, and then I'll do the time stats, which will be out soon. So yeah, Joel. So we'll get on to Joel and Waleed. Then I'll say my thoughts, and then we'll move on to player ratings. So Joel, obviously, what did you predict?
Well, I predicted 3-1, was it? I think I went on my other friend's stream that I go on every Friday, and I said 3-0. But on the thing I said me. But on the thing I said
No, what
3-1.
stream did you join?
Oh, my friend's stream. We do like predictions.
What's his name?
His channel is called. Let me get it out quick. It's called
I'll just
George.
carry on, man. Flipping out.
Oh yeah, George. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
No, George Tottenham fan, I think.
Oh okay. Yeah, carry on.
And I think I predicted 3-0, but 3-1 in the group chat. So I guess I have to go 3-1. But yeah, no, I thought we'd score 3 goals, and we did. It was a good game. Good game.
Yeah, you predicted 3-1. But yeah.
So it's a good game. Odegaard scored 2 goals. Jesus was brilliant.
Who was your man of the match? No, was it Saliba or Odegaard?
Gotta be Saliba.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry to cut you off, but we'll talk to Waleed now. You actually predicted 3-0, so
only one right. I don't want to hear
What's your
thoughts
on the game?
Right.
Thoughts on the game, and why did you predict 3-0?
I knew it. I'm a visionary. I knew this was gonna be 3-0.
Yeah, 100%.
From the start. I'm joking. I felt like we were just gonna always have too much football. I was never in doubt thinking that we were gonna lose, or even concede a goal. So yeah, it was a great performance. We blew them away in the first 10 minutes. To be honest, that's when we really killed them. So yeah, I'm happy with the result. It was expected, but I'm happy with the result. That William Saliba goal on his weak foot as well to just basically like slice it into the top corner. Elite. What a great goal from a soon-to-be elite defender. Just because, as I've been saying for a while, give this guy a few years, he's going to be up there with one of the Premier League best, I'm telling you. To win Young Player of the Year over the likes of Mbappe and Nuno Mendes and all the young players in France, that just shows how much quality this guy really has. But yeah, time will tell. Great performance. Now we move on and keep up the momentum.
Yeah, I actually predicted 4-0, but I did predict 3-0 on my Ramsdale post. So I did know it would be a thrashing, and I didn't know that. I was hoping for a clean sheet as well as an Aaron Ramsdale fan page. I always predict a clean sheet. But for me, I disagree with everyone. I think that Odegaard was the man of the match because, yeah, I know Saliba, he scored a wonder goal and he kept the clean sheet. But Odegaard, he scored 2 goals in 5 minutes. The first goal was Martinelli, obviously, he shot and it was saved. And then Odegaard got the rebound. And the second goal was much better as well. Obviously, Jesus did well, got past a few players. And then he was looking like he was going to shoot. And Odegaard just took the ball off in and banged it. I think it was top corner. But the thing with Saliba is, yes, he kept a clean sheet. But defenders don't do as much as the midfielders. Odegaard was the captain, he captains the side. He's a midfielder. He's, providing goal, threats. He's supplying the goal scorers. With Saliba, the goal was quite lucky because it fell for him. He shot, but you've got to give him credit. Obviously, scoring an own goal and then getting a goal. But he was definitely second best for me, and I think not because I love Odegaard and he's my favorite player. It's just because. He scored the 2 goals, and maybe if Saliba would have, got an assist or another goal, I would have given him the man of the match. But he did get the man of the match in the first game, so I think that it's about time someone else got man of the match, and that for me was Odegaard. But we'll move on to player
It was actually
ratings.
Jesus, Ollie.
Yeah, Jesus. But we're not going to do the Bournemouth player ratings, of course, but we'll try and get through them as quickly as we can. Let's just do the number. We won't talk about why. Let's just quickly do the number and we'll go for each other. So we're going to go in order. If you want to join in, Orest, you don't have to, but
I'll join in. Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, you join in. Okay, so we'll start with Aaron Ramsdale in goal. Manny, what's your rating out of 10 for Aaron Ramsdale in goal?
7.
Okay, Orest.
8.
Joel
7.
and Waleed.
8.
For me, it's a 7.
Copy me, mate.
Okay.
Oh, it's the game.
Next, Ben White right back. Manny, so rating out of 10.
7.
Orest.
7 as well.
Joel.
8.
Waleed.
I think we'll go 7.
I'm going to go with an 8. We'll move on to the centre backs now. Saliba, Manny.
9.
Orest.
10.
Joel.
10.
Waleed.
9.
I'll go with a 10. We'll move on to Gabriel now. Manny.
7.
Orest.
8.
Joel.
8.
Waleed.
8.
We'll move over to a good game for him as well. Zinchenko, Manny.
8.
Orest.
Zinchenko, shush. 9.
Joel.
9.
Waleed.
Actually, I've got 8, but it's
I'm gonna say 8.
Good thing, yeah.
Waleed, what did you say?
8.
8.
Okay, I'll go with 8 as well. Moving on to the midfield now. Granit Xhaka, Manny.
8.
Time for Orest.
Orest.
9.
Joel.
8.
Waleed.
8 as well. I can 8.
Yeah, I'll go with a 7 for Xhaka.
7?
Yeah, I don't think he did that well.
No, he was a beast.
He was all right, but he was nothing special for me. I mean, he got subbed off and he didn't. Oh wait, actually, I'll give him an 8 because he got an assist, so I'll give him an 8. But okay, we'll move on to Thomas Partey now. Manny.
7.
Orest.
7.
Joel.
7.
Waleed.
Partey. I'm gonna give it 7. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna copy you guys, but 7 as
Yeah,
well.
no, join the 7 gang, man. Join the 7 gang.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you win
7.
7.
Okay,
Alright.
next, Bukayo Saka, guys. What's your rating for Bukayo Saka? Manny.
7.
Orest.
1. No, I'm joking. 8.
Joel.
7.
Waleed.
I'm gonna give him a 6. I think it was quiet that day.
Yeah, I'll give him a 6 as well. We'll move on to Odegaard. Odegaard, Manny.
Odegaard gets 9 from me.
Orest.
Odegaard gets 9 from me as well.
Joel.
9.
Waleed.
Connor, give a 9. Stand
I'll
up.
give him a 10.
Of course.
Yeah. All right, Manny Martinelli out of 10.
God, I rate it.
What did you say?
7.
7. Okay, Orest.
8.
Joel.
6.
Waleed.
I'll say 7.
I'll go with the 7 as well. Finally, Jesus, Manny.
8.
Orest.
Who's that? Jesus.
Jesus, yeah.
9.
Okay, Joel.
9.
Waleed.
Just like the back of his shirt. Number 9. 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give him a 9 as well. Let's move on to the United game now.
What Super Mick Arteta?
Oh, okay. Let's rate Arteta out of 10 then. Go on then. Manny out of 10. Arteta.
8.
Orest.
9.
Joel.
10.
Waleed.
I'm gonna go.
What?
How's he 10?
I'm gonna say 8.
I'm
What do you mean,
gonna
how's
say
he a 10 that game? What did he do wrong?
How's he a 10?
Alright, so obviously there's the West Ham, Man City, and Leeds, but Orest, you have to go in a bit, and then we'll go on to the other games. Do you wanna? We'll preview the United game first of all. Let's go through
I just see the
everyone's.
leaked lineup. Obviously, the lineup comes.
We'll go through everyone's prediction, then you can do a bit of the preview. So, Manny,
Yeah,
what's your
thanks for
prediction for
coming.
United versus Liverpool? Your score prediction.
Morning.
Hello, Manny. Manny, Manny, you there? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
yes.
Your prediction for the Man United Liverpool game.
This guy.
3-1 Liverpool.
Okay, Orest, your prediction.
Oh, you know my prediction. 2-1 United.
Joel, your prediction.
I'm gonna go with 4-1 Liverpool. Actually,
Okay,
no,
Waleed.
4-0.
Waleed, what's your prediction for this game? Waleed, are you there? You're muted. You're muted, Waleed. Waleed, you're muted.
Good. That's what you get for laughing, mate. But anyways,
Oh my god.
let me just prove
It was quite funny. that you
Wait.
said 2-1 United.
Waleed, you're unmuted. What's your prediction?
I think he's just
3-1.
Okay, mine is 3-1 Liverpool as well. But
let me
Orest,
just do the preview.
let's get
I
your
just see the
preview for the
leaked
game.
lineup from Samuel Luxner, so he's very
I'm coming.
I guess you guessed the lineup.
So the leaked lineup is David Day and goal.
Mm-hmm.
Dalot. Will he mute your mic, fam?
Will he mute your mic when someone's speaking to you?
Hey, mute his mic, Ollie, because I think he forgot.
Did he?
Oh,
he left.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's above me now.
oh yeah.
Wait, the lineups will be out soon, so we'll wait for them actually.
Yeah, let's wait for the official lineup. But I'm just
Yeah,
gonna preview it. So obviously this is a big game. The protests.
Big game.
I've seen pictures right now. The Glazers out protest, and I'm seeing people saying, "Oh, if the game's cancelled, Liverpool should get points." Well, that's
Well, they factually
bullshit.
should.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit. No,
Otherwise,
they shouldn't. They shouldn't.
Otherwise,
They shouldn't.
no,
They should. No, let me speak.
No.
Yeah, let him speak. Let him speak.
Yeah, let me speak, mate. Because honestly, I mean, what? There's no logic to that as to why they should get points. Because this is a Glazer.
I'd explain why there was logic.
This ain't a Liverpool out protest. This is a Glazer.
I'd explain why.
Oh, no, let me explain because it's my turn to speak, not yours. But I just don't see the logic to give Liverpool the points. So it's a dead logic. But honestly, it's a big game.
But okay, what's the United's Instagram? I can't find it.
It's Manchester United.
I can't find it though.
Just have Manchester United, unless they've blocked you.
Oh no, I found it.
Can I explain why?
We'll just wait for them. Yeah, go on.
All right. Here's my reason why. Not because of the owners, but because say Arsenal, we play against Man City, and we have Saka.
By the way,
Saliba.
I'll read out the lineup.
We have Saka, Saliba, and Partey out injured, and City have their full team. If you protest and get the game cancelled, and the game gets replayed at a different point, Arsenal fans could go, right, we'll just fake a Kroenke out protest, get the game called off, so you can play it when players aren't injured. Like if you're letting fans cancel the game.
Who cares about the fans, mate? That's the point. Nobody cares.
Exactly. So if the fans manage to stop the game, and then the game gets replayed, you might see other teams' fans doing it, faking protests to get the game called off, so they have a disadvantage.
This is the thing, man. You don't understand.
I do understand.
No, you don't understand because we're doing a protest for the owners, not for Liverpool itself.
I know you are.
Not for the Liverpool Football Club, for the owners. So whether or not it's not even confirmed if the game will be off because they added more barriers, they added more security. So I don't think the game will be called off.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that.
That assumption is to
Arsenal fans could go out and pretend to have a Kroenke out protest. I mean, we could all hold.
Isn't there a Glazers?
There is a Glazers out protest right now,
because I heard it on Talk Sport. But
yeah, the game won't get called off because they added more barriers, they added more security officers. There's no, mate. Honestly,
just trying to get the line.
For the game to be called off, honestly, in my opinion, for the game to be called off, is a United fan has to go inside Old Trafford and ruin their pitch or something. That's what happened in the Super League. The game got called off because United fans managed to enter the pitch.
What was that game where they destroyed the cameras and it got
Super League? Yeah, against Liverpool. It was the Super League. Yeah.
Oh
Super
right.
League.
Hold on, if you read out the United lineup, I'll read out the Liverpool lineup.
Yeah, no wait, I'll read out the.
I'll read it out, mate.
I'll read it. It's De Gea, Martinez, Bruno captain, Rashford.
De Gea, Martinez, Bruno captain, Rashford, Malacia, Eriksen, Varane.
Oh, I can't hear, guys.
Let me read.
Ronaldo's on the bench. All right, go on then.
Hang on. De Gea, Martinez, Bruno, Rashford, Malacia, Eriksen, Varane, Dalot, Sancho, Elanga, McTominay.
Liverpool's is Alisson, Arnold, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson, Henderson, Milner, Elliott, Diaz, Salah, Firmino.
Yeah,
wait, is Arnold playing, Joel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've got this.
Firmino's on the bench.
I think.
Adrian Davis.
Hang on.
Who's on the bench?
Tim. Wait, so hang on. Is Rashford up top? And then Elanga on.
No, I'll tell you what formation it is. It is. Hang on. Let me just get it up.
No way, this guy is actually playing fucking Elanga, mate.
No, you're playing a 4-2-3-1. De Gea, Dalot.
Yeah, you're playing a 4-2-3-1.
McTominay,
Eriksen and Tomine.
Elanga.
Casemiro's not on the bench.
Where's all those Leeds are in the mud? Martial starting, like he isn't going to start.
Yeah, Sky Sports got that wrong to be fair, but Ryan is starting, Martin is starting. So the subs are Heaton, Maguire, Ronaldo, Martial, Fred, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Van der Beek.
Ronaldo's dropped.
Why McTominay over Fred?
Wait, hang on. McTominay.
Wait, who's captain for them? Henderson.
So our captain is Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes captain. So I don't know, man. All right, so I'm happy that Eriksen's starting. Don't get me wrong, but I think Eriksen should be playing in Bruno's position. Take up Bruno, put in Van der Beek, but I don't know, man. I don't know why.
Orest, carry on with the preview then. So, what's your thoughts on the lineup first, and then you can.
My thoughts. I don't know why Langer's playing. To be fair, I thought Martial was going to start because Sky Sports, mate. They said that, so looks like they got it wrong. But nah, I mean, I think it's decent. Obviously, Shaw's dropped, which I prayed and it worked. So Shaw, that bum is dropped. Martinez, Varane now. Let's see how that works out.
What's your thoughts with Rashford up front, though?
I don't understand how United are going to score. I don't know.
Yeah, how are you going to score with Rashford up front?
I don't get it.
And Elanga, why is Elanga playing? Surely Martial. Martial will be the best player in the world. Why isn't he starting?
Honestly, I think you just sit back and counter-attack. That's what we're doing.
Liverpool's lineup is very defensive, and it's their lineup. The only bad thing about Liverpool though is their midfield is crap. They've got Elliott, Milner, and Henderson captain. The only good thing about them is
Ollie. I'm gonna have to go set up the stream.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
do
So
so
we'll
on me.
do.
Yeah.
Where can we find you?
So
And
I
then
have a
I'll just.
watch along in.
Yeah.
I have a
So
watch
where
along.
can we find your Orest on
Yeah,
Instagram and YouTube?
I have a watch along in 30 minutes. So Orest looks football on YouTube. Orest looks football on Instagram as well. So you can find me on that. Subscribe if you haven't already, and tune into the watch along that I'm about to start in 25
Yep.
minutes. So yeah.
Wait, do you have to go now as well, Joel?
Yeah, I have to go off. So
All right, we'll do. Joel. So just shout out your 2 Instagrams. Where can we find you?
Joel.d07 is my main one, and then
Mhm.
I've also got Gabriel_Jesus_.9 is
Mhm.
my live channel where I go live. So yeah, that's really it, to be honest. But
Yeah, big up, Joel, and obviously Arrest left now. But Manny, do you have to go, or are you okay to stay?
No, I'll be here for a little bit of time because
Yeah.
we have some stuff to talk about. I think a few games left, right?
Yeah, we've got a few games left, so it's just me and Manny, guys. But if you guys want to join, let me just get the link up for a second. If you guys want to join, there is the link in the chat. Just click on that, edit a name, and then but yeah, just wanted to big up Arrest. Go subscribe to Arrest Talks Football on Instagram, on YouTube, and follow his Instagram. And they also have a Clips channel as well. And you can also find Arrest personally, ArrestM_06. And as he said, Joel.do7, you can find Joel as well. Yeah, it'll just be me and Manny for now. We've still got a few more games to review. So, Manny, so West Ham 0, Brighton 2. What was your prediction in this game and your thoughts for the game?
I predicted a Brighton win, but 2-1.
Hmm.
I didn't expect West Ham to not score. And it's
Hmm.
a tribute to how, a testament to how well Potter's managed his squad, that he's able to get some good performances out on a consistent basis. And mind you,
Yeah.
even after losing Cucurella and Bissouma, they still look a very cohesive unit. And they're definitely a team that could accomplish quite a lot this season. Certainly a high, they should finish in the top of the table, maybe, or at least there or thereabouts. They certainly look very, very good, and I've been very impressed with them. And they have a knack of being able to turn up against the big teams when it matters. The only issue I might have is, again, they could be yet another of those teams who can't quite get the results against teams. Hold on a minute, please. Yes,
Oh, okay.
My apologies.
Sorry,
continue. They could be one of those teams that end up, not quite doing well when they're expected to do well, which is why they probably won't finish high. But you never know. You never know. I think they do. If they're able to continue this consistent run of good form, they could finish quite high. As for West Ham, well, as I've said, there are no calls for David Moyes to be sacked, but they also do have some problems. And I do wonder whether that defeat to Nottingham Forest has shaken their confidence a bit. It was a game they were expected to win. They had their chances to win. And as I've said many times, including once on your stream, I think Declan Rice will never again take another penalty for West Ham United.
Yeah. Also, I just want to talk about the situation with Danny Welbeck and Maupay. Do you get why the manager's starting Welbeck over Maupay? Because Maupay used to be a natural starter. He used to fit in the team. Do you think Maupay's linked with a move away with Danny Welbeck playing?
Yes, there is actually talk of Maupay actually joining Fulham to reunite with Bernd Leno, with whom he, of course, had that confrontation in 2019-2020, which led to Leno suffering a broken leg and being out for the rest of the season. That, of course, brought in Martinez, who shepherded us to our FA Cup win and helped us have a good finish to the season when we were going down, going sideways fast. So Maupay could be in line for a move to Fulham. They're also looking to strengthen their ranks, and that's probably one of the reasons why. It's good as an Arsenal fan to see Welbeck continue to do well with Brighton, and of course played with us at Manchester United. And he's another underrated striker who, works hard, doesn't score when you expect him to, but just when you think he might be useless, he pops up with a couple of goals here and there and reminds people of his value. So Brighton look good. As for West Ham, even after signing Scamacca and one or two other players, they still have I think they have a crisis of confidence as well, and they're going to have to really pull their socks up and, dust themselves off and move on.
Yeah, it was Scamacca, and who else was Cornet, wasn't it, from Burnley, yeah. But my prediction was a 1-0 West Ham. I just thought that West Ham will win this game. They're at home. very big stadium, London Stadium, much better than Upton Park. I think it was much an improvement for them to move there. I've been there as well. I went there for the 2012 Olympics when it was, a normal stadium used for stuff like the Olympics. But yeah, I mean, very shocking for me. Obviously, obviously a penalty for them, and I think it was a gross goal as well. But yeah, my thoughts of the Danny Welbeck situation. I'm not sure where Maupay will go, but I think he will definitely be linked to the move away with Welbeck starting now. Yeah, I didn't predict this. Obviously good for Brighton now. They are, let's see where they are on the table. They're 5th now, so they're another team that's unbeaten, win, draw, and win. So that's very shocking. But I think, yeah, good win for Brighton. I predicted a West Ham win. They were home. But yeah, overall good. Next, another very shocking game. Newcastle 3, Man City 3. No one would have predicted this. I literally predicted a 4-0 win. But we'll move to you before I talk about it, Manny. Very shocking. Obviously, Newcastle did very well in this game.
I was going for a 2-0. I was going for a 2-0.
What was your prediction?
Win.
Yeah.
I was going for a 2-0
City.
And, they started well enough, but the way Newcastle were able to somehow get into the game, I don't know whether you could necessarily criticise City for sort of sitting back and allowing Newcastle to come at them, but Newcastle were very good value. The way the likes of St. Maximin and Wilson and Almiron and others were sort of running at City, causing problems and sowing those seeds of doubt, it was impressive. It really was. And certainly when Almiron got his goal, they looked to be very good value for me. And they certainly looked on course to. I mean, that was the equaliser, and then obviously Callum Wilson put them ahead, and then
Gundogan then the equaliser. That free kick was amazing. Yeah, brilliant. I mean, that's what Kieran does. He obviously did it in the World Cup. He's done it for Newcastle now, and he's done it for Tottenham as well. So he's a quality signing for them, I think, and he's fit in perfectly and right back. And obviously, a great comeback for City. They would have wanted to win this game, but it's good for Arsenal fans. Obviously, top of the league now. We can't complain, but a great result for Newcastle. I think they obviously beat Forest, and I think they came off back of a loss, and Man City won. But moving on to my thoughts, I think that I watched the game. It was a thrilling game. Newcastle dominated for a while. Obviously, they got the goal awarded. The Kieran Trippier, and then I watched it most of the second half towards the end. And yeah, it's a good result. Obviously, good for Arsenal as well, top of the league, and another good result for Newcastle. Newcastle was 6th.
Let's also put into perspective the fact that any talk of Newcastle really achieving big things will be premature because they still have a lot of work to do in terms.
Where do you think they'll finish then, Newcastle?
They should finish in the top half of the table, but I don't.
Maybe 9th. Would you say? Would you say 9th?
9th or 10th could be a good shout.
Yeah, but this is a great result regardless. I mean, what's their next game? Let's have a look. They've got they've got the cup, but Wolves. So wait, I've got a question. The EFL Cup in round 2. Why are there some of the Premier League teams playing if all the Premier League teams come in game week 3? I thought all the Premier League teams, because there's Newcastle, Aston Villa, and like loads of other teams. Why are they in the round 2 if the other Premier League teams come in round 3? Is it the worst?
Some of the other teams are in Europe. I think Orest mentioned that.
Oh right.
With us. So if you're
not
is
it the teams who aren't in Europe?
Yeah. So if you don't have any European commitments, you effectively have kind of I don't know if you necessarily have a bye, but you don't play in that week. It's a little bit like when they had the full members cup, because there were years in the early 90s when we couldn't compete in Europe. So we have that as an extra cup competition.
Yeah, okay. So we'll move on to the final game. That was actually the final game. I must have jumbled my banners, but this was the game before the Man City game. It was on at the same time as West Ham. So another very shocking result. There's always a shocking result in every game week. Leeds 3, Chelsea 0. I predicted a 4-0, 3-0 Chelsea. But yeah, Manny, a very shocking result a good result for Leeds and very shocking for Chelsea, obviously getting a red card as well. What was your prediction, and are you shocked that Leeds won this game?
I predicted a 2-0 Chelsea win, and yes, I was shocked. And this could actually be the start of the decline of Edward Mendy as a goalkeeper. Because here's the thing, Ollie. When it comes to the early part of the game, Chelsea actually did look very good in terms of being able to make some runs down the field. Sterling in particular looked very bright, and I suppose it's fair to say that Havertz and Mount. Mount didn't get into the game immediately, but when he did, he also looked quite good. Havertz was a bit of a disappointment, it must be said. The defence looked very solid. Koulibaly proving his worth, and Chelsea did look the likely of the team to score the goal. And the way the first Leeds goal came about was in the most innocuous of circumstances. For Mendy to try and control that ball the way he did and sort of dilly-dally around, he should have known that Aronson was coming at him at such speed. And when you're a goalkeeper, you can't try to...
No, Mendy, not Alisson. Mendy.
You can't... Yeah, Mendy. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Yeah. So you can't... No, I was mentioning Aronson, the Leeds attacker coming in.
Oh, Aronson. Yeah.
Aronson was the one who dispossessed Mendy and then scored that goal. So as a goalkeeper, you can't simply try to,
you can't make that error.
Fancy footwork if you know that there's going to be some people coming at you, especially in this fast league. Just hoof it away, mate, for heaven's sake.
Yeah, I know.
But he failed to do that. He was dispossessed, and when Aronson was coming at such speed, he was caught in two minds. There's a joke on Twitter, mind you, that with Mendy coming up against teams wearing white, he might have been suffering from Real Madrid post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah.
You can see that on Troll Football. That's the account. Check that out.
Wait, is it on now on Troll Football?
Yeah, and but that was a dreadful mistake, and that mistake set the tone for the rest of the game because Chelsea were rattled. The second goal they scored was,
Is it called the Troll Football?
I think so.
Yeah.
Or the Football Troll or whatever. You should be able to find it, or just look up Mendy and PTSD. But then that first goal set the trend. Chelsea were just rattled. They didn't know what had hit them. And then when Rodrigo scored that second goal, they were completely shell-shocked. They started to look a little bit better after the break, but then obviously Leeds still had the ascendancy. And when they scored that third goal, it was game over. It wasn't as bad for Chelsea as it was for Manchester United conceding 4 goals to Brentford, where David De Gea himself had a shocker. But that's just another idea that maybe Tuchel needs to change his formation. And there should be no talk about Tuchel being forced out because, yes, he underachieved last season in comparison to that season before. But he's a fine manager. He still has some tactical ability. And he will get a result out of the boys. He will change his formation. But Leeds... they've really shocked me. I tipped them to go down in 18th, and now they're sitting 3rd in the league. Can you imagine? They're surprising a lot of people, and there are some people who still have to come back from injury. Brilliant.
Yeah, I just wanted to say as well, if Nippon and Coach's Corner are in the chat, let's get your thoughts on this. I know that Hanno did a watch long, but yeah, man, I want to get your thoughts on the Koulibaly red card. It was very, very bad. From him. It's almost like a rugby move, the way he grabbed that guy. What was your thoughts on the red card? Very dirty from Koulibaly, obviously that new signing as well.
Sadly, due to a power outage, I couldn't see the rest of that game. I missed that red card incident. I think it was frustration more than anything else. It was frustration more than anything else.
Did you see the highlights though? Did you watch it back?
No, sadly I didn't. I might have to look at that. But
I'll send you a link or something. Yeah, but if you just type in Chelsea highlights, basically what happened was I think someone was walking along. They must have had the ball. They must have done something. And Koulibaly was walking, and he grabbed the player like that, and he fell back, and it was an instant red from the referee. So
that was just stupidity. It was stupidity, but it was frustration more than anything else. I mean, he's been one of their top players, and for the game to go the way it did, I think he just felt really angry.
But it's surprising that Leeds scored 3.
All over again.
Yeah, but it's surprising that Leeds scored 3. Were you expecting to Leeds even scoring a goal? Because you predicted 2-0, didn't you? Or
I predicted 2-0. I mean, maybe they had a goal in them. I didn't predict that they would score against that Chelsea defence, but shows what I know. You think a defence with Koulibaly, Thiago Silva, and who else was there in that team?
I think it was Koulibaly. He was playing Mendy. Let me just check the lineup now. Cucurella was playing as well. Kai Havertz, Loftus-Cheek, Mount, Jorginho, Conor Gallagher was playing as well. And Sterling and Kai Havertz up front. But I just wanted to, obviously Chelsea, they've got rid of Werner and Lukaku. Obviously they've got Bodjo. Do you think they need a striker? Because they can't be relying on Kai Havertz and Sterling to play up front. They do need a striker. Who do you think they need one, and who do you think they could get?
And that's why they're going after Aubameyang. That's why they're going after Aubameyang. They want a proven striker. I think Aubameyang would be the most likely
So you think
target.
that transfer will happen, will you? The Aubameyang to
It
Chelsea.
will happen because you know Barcelona need the money, Chelsea need the striker. It's a match made.
Yeah, and obviously Lewandowski starting for Barcelona now as well. He's more of a backup now, isn't he? Because obviously in January before the Lewandowski deal, he was their main striker and he was scoring. He scored like 10 goals quicker than Messi or something. But then obviously Lewandowski coming in the summer, big signing for them. He fitted straight in, and since they got rid of Suarez, he's probably going to be their best player now. And obviously they don't have Messi, Neymar, Suarez anymore, but they've still got obviously they've got Traore as well. But Aubameyang would be a big blow for them because they've only recently got him in January. They want to maybe give him some time, and eventually he could be better than Lewandowski if he was linked with another move away, or if Lewandowski lost his pace, or even if he was injured. Because what happens in a game if Lewandowski gets injured and Aubameyang leaves to Chelsea? Who are they going to have then with that?
Yeah, that is a problem. But I think it's fair to say that Barcelona have prepared, more or less for that. Because when Aubameyang came in, there was also Memphis Depay. I think he's obviously gone. But they will obviously have had a lot of potential backups in their mind. When you compare Lewandowski and Aubameyang, you've got two superstars, and you can't keep a player of Aubameyang's talent at his age on the bench. And at his age, it's going to be very difficult to talk of any kind of progression when it comes to talent because he is into his 30s right now. So maybe it is best for him if he moves away, because if you have him on the bench, I'm pretty certain that Xavi Hernandez would have promised him that he would get some games in Europe and definitely in the Copa del Rey. But maybe Aubameyang feels as though he might want more. And I don't think there'll be any hard feelings because, look, Barcelona got him on a free. They didn't have to pay a single peseto, if you will. And now or a single euro, rather. And now they could sell him for about 20 million. It's a no-brainer. That's why we got rid of Emiliano Martinez. We had an offer for 20 million quid. We couldn't refuse that. And so we sold him to Aston Villa. So money talks eventually. And Aubameyang is probably the Chelsea's first choice, so he will be that person who could at least go some way to solving Chelsea's problems. And with Reece James and Thiago Silva and Koulibaly, I never thought that Leeds would score, but that shows how much I know. I think it was individual. If that mistake from Mendy really set everything off, I wouldn't be surprised if he's dropped for the next game.
Yeah, well, we did talk quickly a bit about the Liverpool game, but can you remind me of your prediction again? Obviously, you're looking at the lineups now.
3-1.
Is your prediction not changed with the lineups, or is it going to just stay 3-1?
No. The lineups shouldn't really change very much.
I think I've changed my prediction now. I think it'll be 2-0 because I think that United will keep a clean sheet. Sorry, Liverpool. I meant Liverpool, but.
Yeah,
Liverpool obviously, if United fail to score, they'll have to use an own goal as their goal of the month. So, but we've done all the games now. Let's move on to a few. So let's move on to like things of the week. So we'll start with first of all, player of the week. Who is your? It could be any club, any team. Obviously, we still got the United game to play, but with the games happening on the weekend, who is your player of the weekend?
Ooh, that's a really tough question. I mean, I don't want to seem biased as well. It'll be hard to sort of. I think someone like Max Aronson would be my player of the week because he was one of the people who, was responsible for that Leeds win. He was one of the biggest contributors in making sure that Leeds kept pressuring Chelsea and not really giving them that much rest, especially after that first goal. And that first goal really set it up. It was pure opportunism, and that gave them the confidence. So, yeah, he'd be my player of the week, but it would be close. A lot of Leeds players had great games.
Lewis Cook from Bournemouth. What are you talking about? Literally, I don't know what he's talking about. He was on the bench, Lewis Cook, I think, or was he playing?
He was playing, but no. He came on in the second half. Actually.
Oh, did he? Yeah. I don't think. No, I wouldn't give it to Lewis Cook. But for me, it's between three people. It's between in the Crystal Palace game, Zaha getting 2 goals. In the Leeds game, getting Harrison getting. Did he get 2 assists and a goal? I think. He got a goal and assist, and then. Yeah, and then it's Ødegaard. But for me, I think it's Jack Harrison. That's a great win for Leeds. yeah, close second, probably Odegaard, and then Sahar third. But next, what's your flop of the week? So it could be anything. It could be a team. It could be a manager. Just someone who hasn't done well this week. For me, it's probably For me, it's For me, it's Mendy or Man City, because Mendy obviously with a mistake in conceding 3 goals, and then Man City obviously, they were a bad team when they went down. Next, it could be many games, including the Arsenal game. What was your game of the week? And then I'll say mine.
Game of the week. There's no real opposition. It has to be Newcastle against Man City. I would have gone for Leeds Chelsea, except that game had one big mistake which turned everything on its head, and that sending off definitely didn't help matters. But Newcastle Man City, that was a beautiful advertisement for Premiership football. 6 goals, at least one or two of them world class. A little bit of controversy with the Trippier incident, which thankfully was converted from a red to a yellow. Spirited comeback by City. That was the type of game where both sets of fans would cheer both teams off at the end. The way football should be in England, that is the perfect advertisement. Simple as that.
Yeah. For me, it's again between a few games. It's probably between the Arsenal game because of Arsenal doing well, the Leeds game because it was a shock, and as you said, probably the Man City game. For me, probably the Arsenal game. Arsenal on form at the moment, and it's a good win for us. Close second, probably the City game, and then third, the Leeds game. But I don't wait. Let me just spell it right, sorry, and then we'll talk about it. So, obviously, Chelsea did lose, and it would be nice to have a Chelsea fan in here. But let's talk about Tuchel for a bit now. Do you think it's a bit delusional to say Tuchel out, or would you give him some time?
He deserves time. Look, obviously the draw against Tottenham was a bit of a disappointment, but he started the season well enough, I think. And look, it was a freak result which came about from a terrible mistake. I think he will be ruthless enough to make the changes, and he will be fine. Okay, he's going to be fine. And all this talk about managers being threatened with the sack after 3 games is utterly ridiculous. We're hearing it about Brendan Rodgers. We're hearing it about Gerrard. We haven't heard anything about Moyes yet. So everybody should just calm down, let the season play out.
Yeah. Next, let's move on to what were your predictions you did? Let's get your top 4, and then we'll look at the current top 4, and we'll maybe change our predictions phase off. But what was your top 4 based on before the season?
Before the season, I had Liverpool winning the Premiership and City coming in second. I still don't think that will change because the Newcastle result has shown.
Wait, so you still think that Liverpool will win the league?
Oh yes, I do. Because here's the thing. Look, it's still very well, Ollie, that the season doesn't end after 3 games. I actually believe that the type of team Liverpool are, even if they have a little bit of a slightly disappointing start with their high standards, they will recover. With regard to City, they've shown that for all of their attacking prowess, if you needle them enough, they will concede some goals, and they've shown that every single season. So when it comes to being under pressure, yes, they've leveled up with the signing of Haaland, and obviously at the back they've signed Cancelo as their left back. But it's still more or less the same defense, and there is a saying that if you bash rocks hard enough, even rocks can break. And that's the way with the City defence. So I think Liverpool should be able to outlast them. You can't allow yourself to peak too early. So I still think Liverpool will win. I don't see any change in that until, maybe if it goes into later on in the season and results dictate otherwise, I could change it, but we'll see. And for my third and fourth, I predicted that it would be Chelsea and Tottenham, and I'm not going to change it, and I'll tell you why.
So you're not going to change. So let's look at the current top 4. So the current top 4 is Arsenal first, Man City second, Leeds third, and Tottenham fourth. So you've got the Man City one right, and obviously Arsenal are top, but that may not stay the same. Leeds are third, which probably won't stay the same as well. And did you say Tottenham fourth, or was it Chelsea? Yeah, so you've got 2 right there, but with me, my top 4 was Arsenal fourth, Tottenham third, because I just don't think that Chelsea would get the top 4. I think they'll finish 5th. And then second, I went with Liverpool, and first, Man City. I honestly, I do somewhat agree that, Liverpool could still win the league, but I just think that Man City will win because they did exceptionally well last year, and I don't think anything's changed. They've bought in Haaland. Obviously, they've got rid of Jesus and Zinchenko, and they've bought in Calvin Phillips. They bought in Haaland. They've still got a world-class keeper in Edison. They've got a decent defense as well. They've bought in also Alvarez at front as well. So I think that the thing with Liverpool is they don't do much in transfer windows. Obviously, they've signed Diaz, they've signed Nunez. They've signed some decent players, but they don't improve their squad much. They've got a good enough squad. Obviously, getting rid of Mane, they did need to prove him in the likes of Diaz, and he came in January, I believe. But yeah, I'm going to probably change my top four now. I'm probably going to go with Tottenham fourth. Third, I'm probably going to go with Arsenal. I feel like we could finish third. We'll probably drop down, I think, but I think we'll finish top four. Second, I'm going to go with Liverpool and Man City top. So I've changed it around a bit. I've stuck with Man City top. I've stuck with Liverpool second, but I just feel like Arsenal finished third, and so I'm switching Tottenham and Arsenal around for the moment, but that may change. Now, moving on to the bottom half of the table, what was your bottom three before the beginning of the season? Then we'll react to the ones, and then we'll see if it's changed.
Right. Yeah, so my bottom three were Leeds in 18th, Bournemouth in 19th, and Fulham in 20th. And with Bournemouth, it does look as though they will get relegated unless they make some very big improvements to their squad. It seems clear that up against some of the bigger boys, they will be found out and they overachieve against Aston Villa. Fulham have surprised me with their cohesion and their results, and certainly that last-minute win against Brentford was, a shot in the arm for them. But again, it begs the question, apart from Mitrovic, who else can they count on to get some goals for them? And we're going to see later on that if Mitrovic gets injured, then it's not going to be really good. It might not augur well for them, and that's something they will have to consider. Leeds have really shocked me. I predicted that they would be third. They would be in the bottom three, but now they're in the top three. So you can just imagine how how shocking it was, literally, for me to see them do so well. But they've actually, they've shown a lot of cohesion after losing Phillips and
Rafinha.
And they've actually become a good team as well. But they've also spent some money. It's amazing. It really is. Yeah, there were three different scorers: De Cordova, Reed,
yeah, Harrison.
So maybe they can get some goals somewhere. But Fulham do look. If they can get some more goals from other players, Fulham should stay up. But Leeds have really shocked me, and maybe they could stay up soon. So I don't know if I can necessarily change my prediction as of yet because it's still very early days. I might change it after maybe the next maybe after 10 games because we'll get an idea of where things stand. Bournemouth definitely should go down, but it looks as though Leeds and Fulham could very well put up a fight. Or maybe, you know what, I will change it. I think Leeds will stay up. So the question is who will join Fulham and Bournemouth in the relegation zone.
Yeah, that is the good question, yeah.
I'm probably going to go with Wolverhampton Wanderers because they still look as though they...
Really? That's very shocking.
Huh? Yeah.
That's very shocking with Wolves, yeah.
Yeah.
So they are 17th at the moment, so...
Yeah, so they're struggling a little bit with regard to confidence, and unless they start getting some wins under their belt, they could be under threat. I think with Everton, they've shown a lot more spirit. They've gotten some good draws. They've gotten a good draw, and they could actually end up outlasting Wolves. In fact, Everton are 16th, Wolves are 17th. I think Wolves might be the ones to go down. Leicester will recover, United will recover, West Ham will recover. I just don't see either of those three teams. They won't get relegated. They just may not finish as high as they want, but they won't get relegated. So it's Fulham, Bournemouth, and Wolves.
Yeah, so the current relegation zone is West Ham 20th, Man United 19th, and 18th Leicester, which is probably not going to say the same. Obviously, as Manny and many people said, the season isn't based off three games. I think my relegation was I did a really early one, and I think I said Bournemouth, Fulham, and then I don't know why, but I said Nottingham Forest 17th. But that was before they signed anyone, I think. Then I think I said in Hanno's stream recently, I think I said Bournemouth, Fulham, and I think it was Leeds. And then in my recent prediction, no, that was the most recent one. So yeah, I predicted Bournemouth bottom, Fulham, and then Leeds. So Leeds are very surprising me. I believe they'll probably stay up. So I'm going to change my prediction a bit. I still do think, although Bournemouth are on form at the moment, I do think they'll fall a bit and they might finish bottom. Sorry, AFCB Fan TV in the chat. I know you want them to stay up, which fair enough. You can dream big, but and then I still think Fulham will go down as well. Obviously, they drew to Liverpool, but that's just one result. You can't base a team on one game. And it is difficult between 17th. It is very difficult to predict 18th, who's going to predict it, because it could be anyone. But I'm gonna say maybe Everton, because they are close. They've only drew so far out of 3 games, and they are a team I'd like to see go down. Leeds were a team I'd like to see go down before the start of the season, but yeah, Orest, I've just put the link in the stream, guys. Orest has started his watch along. The kickoff is in half an hour. Just going to put the game on now. But yeah, it's me and Manny at the moment. I've got one more topic, and then we'll do Where Can We Find You? Unless Manny, you want to talk about anything else, or
I don't know if there's anything really that can be discussed, because we've discussed everything that needs to be discussed. I mean, you started with transfers. We went for a review, and then we had predictions for United, Liverpool, and we did best and worst of the week. So I wonder if there's anything you might want to talk about.
Yeah, I've got one more topic, and then I'll maybe think of something else. But I've got so obviously the transfer window has been open for a while now. But what do you think is your signing of the summer? There's many options at the moment. Obviously, recently with Casemiro, Jesus to Arsenal is definitely a shout as well. But what so far is your signing of the summer? The signing that's going to affect the club the best at the moment.
Oh, that is really a hard question, and again, you can't really just make some sort of an impact on that based on a few games. I would say, though, that given his impact and how he's changed the squad, changed how the squad works, and forgive my Arsenal bias, it would have to be Gabriel Jesus, definitely.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. But yeah, I do agree with that as well. I think that there is definitely a few up there. Nunes is definitely one, but yeah, it's definitely Jesus. We got a comment from Joel here. It is a question, so we can both answer it. You go first, Manny, but I'll read it out loud. So you said, who would both of your first choice signings you think Arsenal should make? So I think what he means is, who would both of your first choice signings you think Arsenal should make? Oh, I think what he means is, what do you think first choice players we should sign next? Do you?
Good question. Good question. I do like the look of Neto coming in as someone who can potentially play some games, but and in addition, we definitely need to make sure that we get a new right back. If we're not going to play Cedric Suarez or Hector Bellerin, this experiment with Ben White cannot end soon enough, frankly. So if we can sign a new right back as well, that would be good. I certainly wouldn't mind, if possible, trying to get someone like we should have gotten Jed Spence, we should have gotten Aaron Hickey. If we can try and get Max Aarons, I think that would be really good. But we might have to wait until the
Max. But we talked about it earlier as well. Would you be happy with Pedro Neto?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
Yeah, and also we were also with Wolves as well, back on the topic, which you predicted them to go down. We were linked a while ago with Ruben Neves as well. So what are your thoughts on Ruben Neves? Would you take him as well as Neto, or?
I don't know. I think Neves is now captain of Wolves, so I don't think he'll be.
Maybe not him then. Yeah.
And so no, Neves can stay where he is, and I think it's clear that the coach Lage seems to trust him a lot more than Connor Cody. Why he let him go to Everton will be beyond me. It would be ironic if Cody proves to be the difference between Wolves going down and staying up. Wow. So, no, Neves can stay where he is. Neto would be a good option. I certainly wouldn't mind it.
But obviously, you said Max Aarons as well. Before the window, if we could sign one or maybe two players, who would you take at Arsenal? Would you take anyone, or would you a specific player that you would take?
There is talk about possibly still trying to get Tielemans, and that's the irritating thing.
Oh yeah, that's the main target, isn't it?
It's been a will it happen, won't it happen thing for some time now, and yes, we do need some cover in the centre of midfield. Tielemans would definitely be an option, and of course I would have him. But what I will say to Arsenal is put up or shut up. If you want it to happen, make it happen. Either Tielemans or Maddison, either one of those two. Tielemans certainly has the experience, but Maddison has been in good form. I think Leicester might decide to cut their losses and go and let Tielemans go because Maddison is proving to be so pivotal to them right now. But yeah, Tielemans would be it. Some central midfield cover, anything.
Yeah. Before I get my, I've got one last topic as well. Actually, I'm going to put a poll in the chat, guys. Can you put it in the chat, or do you have to ask the community?
No, I think if it's your own stream, you should be able to put it in the chat.
Yes. Wait, how do you put it in the chat then? It says ask community. What happens if you press ask community? Does that go into the chat? Oh yeah, there we go, guys. So I've got a poll going. So I had a thought about it. Is should I make a Instagram group chat? I was thinking of naming it like DJ SINCLAIRO group chat, but let you guys know we've got one vote, 100%. But yeah, I got the poll going, so let's see. Joel said I'd either Maddison or Neto Bequetti. Yeah, I would take one of those. So we're near the end of the transfer window now, Manny, but I wanted to maybe do an Arsenal transfer review so we could maybe rate it out of 10 and go for each player. So I'll go first, obviously. So the window started and we started off brightly. Obviously, we signed 19-year-old Marquinhos from Sao Paulo. He's been doing well for the under-21s. He scored 3 goals already. No, I think he scored 4, actually. He's been doing well for them. Hopefully, he'll fit into the first team soon, whether he play in the Cup or Europa League. And then obviously we signed Fabio Vieira. He's yet to play. I think he's played in pre-season. I'm not quite sure. But once he plays, it'll be nice to see him play. First time seeing him play as well. And then obviously we've signed Matt Turner, our backup goalkeeper, who played a lot in pre-season. I think he'll definitely be our Cup keeper, unless, it's a big game. Unless I think the only reason we should play Aaron Ramsdale Cup game is if it's a big game, big team, or if Matt Turner's injured. So Matt Turner, we've seen he's been on the bench for most of the Premier League team games as well. And then obviously, signing the big signing Jesus, probably our signing of the summer so far, and almost the signing of the summer. It's been proven. He scored 2 goals already, 3 assists as well, which is the joint out of any Premier League player at the moment. And yeah, he's just been incredible. We bought him from a winning team, winning the Premier League. He's scored, multiple goals at Man City, has a very successful career. He's still only young, he's only 25, so he's still got much more potential as well. And obviously our most recent signing, which was probably nearly a month ago now, or maybe this month, was Zinchenko. Yeah, Joel, come back on if you want. Come back on. But yeah, and then obviously hopefully more signings to come. But Manny, do you just want to do? Actually, I'm going to rate it out of 10. I'm going to rate our window so far an 8 out of 10. But Manny, are you there?
Yeah. Sorry about that. Look, I'm going to be very quick with this thing. I'll give my ratings and I'll have to leave. So Jesus out of 10, 9. No questions. Zinchenko, 8. Vieira, I can't rate him because I haven't seen him play. He's been injured, so he doesn't get a rating from
0.
me. Turner, I would give him a 6 because yes, he had a few iffy moments, but he will come into his own, I'm sure. And who else? Marquinhos. Marquinhos. Again, he's been doing well with the youth team, but he still hasn't played a first team game. Hopefully, as you say, he could play in the cups and then we could judge him. Yeah. I'd give him a 6, but he gets.
What about Zinchenko? Did you say Zinchenko?
I said it, 8.
Yeah. So, but overall, what would you rate the whole window then?
I'd say a 7, really, because we still haven't been able to strengthen in the areas that need to be strengthened, and we've dilly-dallied a lot, and that hasn't looked good in any way. So that is something which I really don't like.
So Manny, do you have to go now, or?
Yeah, I do have to leave.
Yeah.
But,
okay. Just do a where can we find? So obviously no YouTube as of yet, but just shout out your Instagram and any other social media that you have.
Yeah, Instagram it's Manny Thangatheray 1981. Twitter it's Thangatheray 1981. Again, you can see me here on a few other channels on YouTube, just saying whatever I want to say and having a bit of fun and coming wherever I feel welcomed. And once again, thanks a lot for having me.
Yeah. Any news on YouTube yet? Are you planning to make a channel or?
Not yet. You will be informed soon.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So guys, yeah, go follow him on Instagram as well, and follow his Twitter as well. But yeah, big up Manny for joining. Hopefully you can become
Big
a
up.
regular. Yeah, big up, but Manny. But yeah, see you soon until the next stream. And yeah, big up,
Cheers.
big
Thanks,
up, big up,
everyone.
Manny. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, big up. Yeah. So Joel, I've just gone through a few topics with Manny while he's gone. Obviously, I'm gonna hop on Orest stream in a bit because he sent me the link. But let's just go through the topics I went through without him. So we did talk about a few games. Do you want to talk about the games, or should we move on to?
Move on to maybe like transfer
Yeah.
window or players.
Yeah. So we did do. So we did player of the week quickly. Who's your player of the week of the weekend so far?
I go Saliba.
Okay. Yeah, mine was Odegaard, I think. But yeah. Next, as I said, it can be anything. It could be a manager, a player, a team, a game. Who's your flop of the week?
Chelsea.
For me, it's City, I think. Or
That's not
Mendy.
Chelsea. They got battered 3.
Yeah, Chelsea. Yeah, Mendy, maybe. The goalkeeper.
Mendy. Yeah.
Next game of the week. What was your game of the week? And it could be any game. It could be the Arsenal game,
It has
Chelsea
to be
game.
Newcastle, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Newcastle. Next, so with the top 4, what we did is we said our top 4 before the season. We're reacting to the top 4 at the moment, and then we're going to see if our top 4's changed. So you go, and then I'll go, but because so what was your top 4 before the season?
My top 4 before the season is the same as it is now.
Okay,
Is
so you're not going to
City-
change it, are you?
No, City, Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal. That's what I predicted. That's what I think of.
Yeah, because at the moment it's Arsenal, Man City, Leeds, Tottenham. So you've got a few there, right? But obviously, do you think Arsenal could do the Invincibles again, or is that just a stupid,
Yeah, not gonna.
Yeah, it is a bit stupid. Next, is it the same with the relegation? Are you staying with the same that you said at the start of the season, or?
Relegation? No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take out Leeds.
Who are you going to replace Leeds
I think it'll
with?
be
then?
Bournemouth. Bournemouth, Everton. Bournemouth bottom, Everton 19th, and 18th. It's so hard to predict 18th, isn't it?
Fulham?
Nah, I think they'll stay up. It's so hard to predict.
Yeah.
Who do you
Yeah.
go?
Well, I don't know. I'll go Everton maybe. Okay, let's do this. We did this with Manny. What's your signing of the summer? We said Jesus. Do you agree, or do you think Casemiro maybe?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Him or even Saliba. I know he's not a signing, but
Let's move on to Arsenal transfer review now. So you can go for every player if you want. So obviously, I'll remind you if we signed. So obviously, Marquinhos, Obiera, Matt Turner, Zinchenko, and Jesus, and hopefully more to come as well. You can talk about however you want. You can talk about player by player, or just give us a rating. But yeah, what's your thoughts on the transfer window? Maybe rate the whole window out of 10, maybe.
I rate the window a 9. Actually, no, an 8. And then if we sign any more than 9.
Okay, and then let's get your thoughts on the players. And you can rate them out of 10. You can do whatever you want, but you could talk about them one by one. But yeah, what's your thoughts on the players we've signed so far?
I'm gonna go with. Alright, so who's first? Fabio Vieira? Don't know yet.
Yeah, Fabio Vieira.
I don't know. Fabio Vieira, I have no idea. Give him a 5. I don't know. I have no idea. So
Yeah, well, we haven't seen him play, so Manny said he's not going to rate him because he hasn't seen him play. So
yeah, me either.
what about Marquinhos? Obviously, he's played for the under-21s, but he'll definitely play.
Well.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him play.
What about Zinchenko then? Obviously, he's fit well in the team. He's playing over Tierney as well. What's your rating up for him, maybe?
So far, 9 so far.
And then Jesus, would you give him a 9 or a 10?
10.
Yeah, guys, as I said, I'm gonna leave this up for a bit now. What's his name? Orest is currently live. He's on with Felix now. I'm gonna join in a bit, Joe as well. Joe's already done
3 hours.
nearly 3 hours, yeah. Joel's done. Where can we find you? I think we'll end the stream now because we're nearly at 3 hours. It's probably. I think I did a Wednesday stream once, and that was almost 4 hours. So this isn't the longest stream, but next week's stream will probably be a bit shorter. And Joel, are you free for next week? Same time?
Yeah.
Yeah, so next week Joel will be there as well. Hopefully Orest will be there. Hopefully DJ Creative will be back. He said he was going to join later on today, but he didn't. Hopefully Nipan will join. Nipan has joined as well, and hopefully Hanno will be available. Manny will probably be available as well. So it'd be Joel, Manny, me, Orest, DJ Crate, and hopefully Hanno. But yeah, me and Joel are actually meeting up on Wednesday as well. We're going to Breen. So excited about that, Joel?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I've had my lesson today, and the stream today, and then I've got my. So tomorrow I'm going to the gym and I'm going to work with my dad. And then Wednesday, obviously, meeting up with Joel. Thursday, my grad's coming over. My sister gets her results. And then I'm back to work 4 till 10. Friday, not sure what I'm doing. Back to work 4 till 10 as well. And then Saturday, probably do something in the day and then work 4 till 10. And then Sunday, don't think we're going to church because I don't know what we're doing. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. Me and Joel. Joel's never been to Breen Leisure Park before. So do you reckon we should do a vlog about that, or would you not want your face on YouTube?
No, I don't mind.
Yeah, we could try to do a vlog. I know what I could do. I could film videos, but not show our face. So like, I could film us like going in. So like, I could show the sign and then saying like going in. So that could be the intro, and that could
possibly on the rise.
Yeah, I could film us on the rides as well. I mean, the one I could probably film is the Magic Mouse one because that's not bad. I could possibly film some slower ones as well. I won't be able to film the indoor one, but obviously with the outro we could show our face. But
Wait, should we film the really big one, the one we're watching it off the thingy?
Or maybe I know what we should do. One of us should go on a ride, and then the other film it.
Yeah.
And we should so like say you go on like one of the one that goes around that I don't want to go on. I film it and you go on it.
No, you should go on it with me. Come on, you have to.
Yeah. Well, no. We could both go on it and then someone film it. But our aim should be to go on all the rides, shouldn't it? So
yeah,
we should like.
All the rides, yeah.
Yeah. What's gonna happen though is either my mum takes me, I take the bus, or your mum picks me up. So we should get there and then obviously meet my sister, get the wristbands, and then what do you want to do first? Like, should we just have a look around first, or?
Yeah.
Wait, what time do you want to go on for lunch? Like, do you want to go on like a few rides and then go have lunch, or do you want to go have lunch before the rides? Oh no, we should have lunch after some of the like. So we should go on the sickly rides first, and then have food, and then go on the less sickly rides. So we don't, because if we have food and then go on some of the. Oh look, Casemiro, he's clapping to the fans. But if we did go on the sickly rides, Joel, with our food, we would be sick, wouldn't we?
Yeah. So yeah.
But yeah, so Joel's done Where Can You Find You. Let me do Where Can You Find You, and then I'll play my old outro. And yeah, just pick up everyone who's joined the stream. So yeah, guys, you can find me, DJ SINCLAIRO, on YouTube. We are 24 away from 1,000 subscribers, which is the big aim. So hopefully getting that by the end of the year. You can also find me my mixes. I've just uploaded a mix today. There won't be a mix tomorrow. I've kind of cancelled mixes tomorrow. There would be a DJ SINCLAIRO in the mix Wednesday, and Thursday I'm doing a sped up mix. So I found like a load of sped up songs and I put it into a 20-minute mix. I did that on the decks as well. I actually did it on the app without the decks. You can also find me on Instagram, ollie.sinclair556, which is my main account, just surpassed 400 followers. I think I have 408 now. So go follow that. That's more about my personal life. I do stories, I do posts, reels, videos, lives. I've been live with Joel as well. You can also find me on Instagram, Aaron_Ramsdale fan page 1. You can also find me on TikTok, Ollie'sEpic556. My last one I posted was about 20 days ago, maybe less than that. But and console wise, you can find me on Xbox, capital A, Arsenal 556, no spaces. On the Xbox, I only really use Fortnite, Fall Guys, and FIFA 21 on that one. But mainly follow me on PS5. You can also play with me on PS4 if you have that as well. Add me, it's capital O, Ollie_754. That's OLLIE_754. And yeah, mainly follow my subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram. You can also find me on LinkedIn. Just type in Oliver Sinclair. You can also find me on. I'm not on Twitter at the moment. No Twitter as of yet. No Facebook as well. No Snapchat. So you can find me on Instagram and YouTube really. But yeah, that's it for the stream, I think. But anything you want to say, Joel? Or
nah, that's good.
Yeah, just so I wanted to big up the panel. Obviously, big up Orest Talks Football. Big up Orest. Sorry, he was the first one to join. Big up Orest Talks Football. He's live right now, so I'll just put the link here for a bit. Go click on that in the chat. Big up Manny for joining earlier as well. Hopefully, I'm going to give him a few more streams to call him a regular. But yeah, he's a top guy, really funny. I love his accent. He's all the way from India as well. He's an Arsenal fan as well. And also big up Waleed for joining as well. You can find him. I forgot his Instagram, but Manny is on Instagram as well. Literally, if you go back on the stream, it's his name, and I think it's 1981. And I think Waleed is like Waleed _ something. Also follow DJ Cratey. He isn't available tonight, but just follow my Instagram, DJ Cratey _ and DJ Cratey on YouTube. Coach's Corner as well on YouTube is Hanno. And yeah, unfortunately Nipan couldn't join, but he has a YouTube, and just find him on Instagram, just Nipan. I think it's 3 I's and 2 U's ends or something. But yeah, guys, I really hope you enjoyed my new intro. If it doesn't get copyrighted, I will be playing that regularly, and it will also be my outro. But I'll play my old intro for my outro. And I'm also, with the description, I'm going to get rid of, I think I just said subscribe in the description, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a link to my second channel, which just hit 5 subscribers, so big up. A video will be coming out there on there soon. It's capital O Oliver space Sinclair. You can find me there. And yeah, apart from that, I'm also going to put the timestamps as well. So from now on lives, I'm going to do the timestamps, which is cool. But yeah, guys, me and Joel are you going to head on Orest stream, or are you? Nah. Okay, so catch me on Orest stream. Big up Joel, big up Orest, and big up DJ Crazy. We will all see you soon. This is my old intro. Hopefully my outro, new intro doesn't get copyrighted. But yeah, big up, guys. Thanks everyone for joining. And we'll see you next week. And hopefully a video coming out Wednesday. Video on the second channel. Obviously, second channel is only really for shorts and stuff. Oh, Joel's gone. But yeah, big up everyone. And I'll see you soon.
Time you stay for me. Outside we lose, we give them chills. We ain't the same, buddy. Cold when the sun goes down. I hit my blood. I'm glad you came, that you got out.